store, their store, and you can find it either way, either place.
That's weird because I saw an ad that said it was at that time. Weird.
But again, you don't need it if you don't want it. But
right.
you get hundreds of hours of playtime out before you're actually able to drop a cent.
The only problem with that is I can't give you free stuff if you're on the trial.
Yeah, plus you can't have all the races, right?
Rothgar, I don't think are.
Oh, and Alra also, I think, are.
I don't think changed that.
Maybe they got it. They might have gotten added.
Because Stormblood's now part of the trial.
Yeah, that might be the case. But Rothgar, for sure, you can't. Viera, you can't either.
Yeah. But when you finish A Realm Reborn, you get a potion of Change Your Race. Fantasia potions.
You also get one when you start Dawn Trail, apparently.
Which makes sense.
Because they just introduced a female Rothgar, so it's like, hey, if you want to change your character, here's a freebie.
Yep. Yeah, because when we started this campaign, I originally started my character as a keeper of the sun Makote, so I just used that to just change it to Millie, and then did any visual tweaks I needed.
And I'm usually a Lalafell, but Jess and I both changed to Elra for a little while. The height difference between the two of us is fucking ridiculous. Like, I think I got a good 2.5 feet on her.
Oh, at least. It's nuts.
Yeah. Alright, we're getting started here in about 2 minutes. Hey, we got some new faces. Hi. Hi. Y'all are welcome to chat in the text chat that's attached to the message, but you will not be able to voice. Oh my god. Drew already is like, he's already keyed into our memes. He says, just picture, to be honest, I just pictured Kevin's character as his profile picture, and it makes sense. That's so good.
I mean, yeah. Anyone played Overwatch yet?
I fucking hate the Pharah changes. Other than that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Opportunity for you to get out of your elo hell,
or just not play. I'm really bitter that they nerfed or they completely changed my main overnight. It feels so heavy to play.
Yeah, it's a completely different Pharah playstyle. I think she's stronger now.
I hate it.
Yeah, I know, because it's a completely different playstyle. Like, I get it. I was playing some, where was I playing? Some, like, custom games. And having a really good time playing her. Super fun.
That's good for you and people like you who feel that way. I played her.
Be better, because you like dropping down on people?
I played 6 matches, and it feels bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just talking out my ass. I played it.
No, I believe you. Like, I'm not a Pharah main, so I don't know. But I enjoyed playing with her, and I thought it would play to your playstyle. Because that fact that she does so much less damage to herself is wild.
The damage to myself was never a problem. I died to that maybe once every 20 matches. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's the fact that I have to be on the ground shooting slow projectiles for half the time now. When the whole character's point, she flies.
It is really annoying that you have to go on the ground to refill.
You're on the ground.
Did they add a fuel or?
No, they cut her fuel, and they made it so it's 4 seconds longer before you could do the jump jets again. And they added in this little dash thing, so it's like you right click and you dash in whatever direction that you're going.
The dash is really cool. The refuel only on the ground, I think, is really lame.
It's terrible. And then you get to refuel. The only change they made to her ultimate is that when you use it, you immediately refuel, so you can fly again after. But it's like that wasn't necessary if you didn't change it from before. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm just salty that they completely changed my favorite character. So, where did we leave off? Who's writing this week?
Me.
Jess is writing for last week, but it's probably gonna be a little while before she gets it.
Yeah.
She's do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Did she tell everybody?
No.
Oh,
no, I was just talking to her about other stuff, Tasman Hotel stuff.
Yeah, she had a minor surgery, but she's gonna be out of commission for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So, last time, after you all had jumped down, is it?
Yeah, just checking.
After you all had jumped down into the weird bluish purplish mist, you continued falling for what felt like 30 minutes. But after a while, you touched down softly onto ground in an unfamiliar place, and you can see in front of you what appeared to be a spire of crystal, a crystal tower, if you will, jutting up out of the ground in the distance, impossibly high. Everything around you seems larger than life. You noticed that just below where you were, there were two kinds of construction and excavation equipment. One was top loader. What is it called?
The
Cherry
scoop
picker?
loader.
Scoop loader. Thank you, scoop loader. And the other one was basically a backhoe with a ladder. What?
Hose.
Yes, hoes need love too. Anywho, while you were on that, and some of you figured out how to drive it, those of you with Garlean training specifically knew how to drive it, and Deus also knew how to operate it slightly because of your machinery background. And I think Millie
I
somehow...
read the manual once.
Right. Millie somehow got put in charge of driving one of them.
Took charge.
Took charge, yes. And while you're
If there were
driving
keys, I
around,
would have stolen them.
while you're driving around, you found that, as I mentioned, everything seems much larger. The vehicles themselves seem like they fit somebody
Yeah.
much larger than yourselves.
No, I just haven't brought them on.
Okay.
What happened?
He was asking about it, so no dice.
More than usual.
You assume that you're in the past near the time of the Allegans. Just given by the fact that all the architecture here appears to be Allegan in nature, and you're able to read some of the Allegan writing, and the machinery you seem to be able to use, which would indicate Allegan tech. However, while you were driving around, you found a city nearby that you thought that you'd make a detour to drive to that. You went off-roading a little bit away from the Crystal Tower, which you were originally headed toward. And while you were here, you decided to mess with some of the buttons on your vehicles, one of which literally turned your vehicle into an autonomous turret, basically a Gundam that you were sitting inside that was firing on its own. And that settled back down, but shortly after that, after you reverted back to vehicles, you heard an explosion and a very loud roar and saw a massive dragon fly out from the distance into the air, only to be chased by what appeared to be flying machines, and then eventually... Is that the 18?
It is the 18.
Okay.
Every time you say it, for a split second, I think it's an honest question. And then I remember, no, tis a pit.
Yes. And a large machine, which one of you recognize, that'd be Soul, because they saw a vision of the machine through a legend lore spell, called Omega, chased after the giant dragon and shot several, it appeared to be capture nets at it, and they unfolded and encased the entire dragon, which was then dragged back to wherever it was previously, after falling into the lake. That's where we left off, I believe. Oh wait, that's not where we left off.
No, we made a new friend.
You made a new friend. You went a little bit further, and then you saw what appeared to be a miniature chocobo in your path, and it didn't get out of the way, so instead you slowed down, stopped, got out, and met your new friend, who indicated that their name was Alpha after riding it on the ground. And they also seemingly made all of your stuff appear from nowhere.
New friend or thief?
Well, that's a good question. And I believe that's where we're going to pick up.
Does the concept of chibi things exist in Kugane?
Sure.
Okay, because that's how I'm describing this little critter.
We'll go with that.
And Alpha was kind of like scared to want to go into the town, right?
Well, you asked if it was safe to go into the town, and it kind of said no, like shook its head.
Got it.
Apprehensive.
Yes. It's not to say you shouldn't go there, but he didn't want to.
Right.
Squeaky fat.
That's Bob snoring.
Squeaky fat.
All right. What are y'all doing?
So we're still on the road.
Yeah.
Or basically, yeah, parked
We
in
have
the.
stopped.
Well, we've been off the road for a while. Because we had to basically off-road it to get from where we were to the city.
Oh, I meant sort of like figuratively on.
Oh, yeah. Figuratively on the road.
Not on the vehicles, yeah.
We're at a pit stop at
That's
the
how I
moment. We
took it.
haven't reconvened.
No gas
transport.
station anywhere nearby, so you better not run out of fuel.
Hey, Deej, can you ask Alpha there how Alpha got our stuff?
Oh, yeah. Goo, goo.
Ka-choo! It kind of just turns its head at you like, what?
How'd you get our stuff?
And then it kind of perks up. It's like, oh! Yeah, your dialect a minute ago was really... No, I'm just kidding. It just kind of shrugs its shoulders, and you see a giant question mark appear above it.
Witchcraft.
Oh, it doesn't know how it got our stuff, Kevin.
Right click on it. And
I mean,
go ahead and try.
did I miss something? Because I see, anyone else see that thing above its head?
Like, it went away pretty quickly, but it was there.
What are you talking about?
I swear there was a question mark above its head.
Oh. That's interesting.
It uses
Are you
its,
feeling okay, Kev?
It uses its wing to scratch
Not
its head.
sure, you know, maybe since I got here earlier than y'all did, my head ain't working right. But, regardless, I think we should still head over to that town. And, hey, Alfie, if you don't mind coming with us, I mean, we don't got any friends here, but I'm sure you've been helpful already. And, I got more of this feed for you if you want to come.
I'm not going to try to make bird noises, because nobody wants that. But it kind of deflates a little bit and coos, and then slowly walks over to your vehicle, jumps up on it, and sits in the back.
All right, well, I give Alfie some chocobo
Cat,
feeds,
obviously.
Cats?
and
Ow.
and I give it a hug. Ah, thanks for coming with us. Super appreciate that.
Alright, you now have fleas. No,
Chocobo fleas.
yes.
They're also multicolored depending on the nature of their abilities.
They're also chocobos, they're just flea-sized.
Great.
Amazing. Tiny little chocobo meteors on the back of the
Oh
chocobo.
god. That's what the rash comes from. It doesn't seem to like the fact that you hugged it, but it doesn't try to get away either.
All right. Well, I promise we're gonna protect you, our team. So, Alpha wasn't feeling too much about going to that town, but I think it'd still be good if we took a look and figured out what was going on. I mean, it was pretty lucky running into Alfie on the way here, and I feel like Bob is pointing us in that direction. But we definitely should be careful, because Alpha didn't seem so happy about it.
Hey. It's a good idea, Kevin.
Well, why don't you ask it if it'd be any better to go in the other direction to the tower instead of the town?
Do you have to speak with animals? Is that what happened?
The VR can communicate one way with small critters.
That's right. Sorry. Yes,
It's been a long week, I know. It's cool.
Yeah, with the dogs this weekend, it's been a long week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could communicate one way, like you could get your thoughts across to them, right?
And they can communicate back in gestures and chirps and stuff.
But not words.
Right.
Okay, so what are you asking?
I'm asking you,
It looks like you just insulted its mother.
is it safer to go the other way?
Kind of cranes
Towards
his
the,
head a little
towards
bit.
the tower. Oh. Well, they have no idea. So therefore...
Well, that makes 10 of us.
Yeah. So I think that way we should just continue on towards the town.
How many of us are there?
Yes.
So is Deus, for journal purposes, is Deus making bird noises to communicate, or is it just like verbal and body language?
Well, yeah, making bird noises
Okay.
and stuff like that.
You should note that Alpha looks like perturbed and offended every time Dana does.
Alright. Angry eyebrows.
Pulls out a pen, just draws angry eyebrows on himself. Alright. So it's just sitting in the vehicle. Who's driving?
We'll
say-
Soul, because they got licenses.
Okay. We'll say that it's in Soul's vehicle. Since you're here.
Yeah, Soul was driving the truck. Yeah. makes sense.
The backhoe. It's more or less a truck, but it's got the backhoe attachment and a ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that fits most of the peeps.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Feeling better?
Oh.
All right. Oh my God, angry birds.
Exactly.
Burbs.
Birds. Hi. Okay, are you feeling left out?
Throw Alpha at the nearest pig.
All right. So, what's the plan? You're just driving there. You talk about anything? You doing anything in particular? Or you just head straight for that town area?
Fucking
So I'm
donut.
thinking what we should do is, when we're about like, I don't know, about 10 moms and 100 moms, you know, the size of a blitzball field. Do we know about blitzball?
You've never seen it.
Okay,
You've seen some players. You've never
Yeah.
seen the pitch.
That's why he
okay.
thinks like,
I'm thinking once we're about 100 moms away. What's a meter?
There isn't. It's ilms, foams for feet, and
Yalms.
yalms.
Once we're about 300 farms away, we could stop the trucks and then maybe have someone go scout. What are you thinking?
I think that's a great idea that I suggested 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry. You know what? Millie, I'm just not used to you talking so much anymore. Maybe I'm tuning you out. And I don't mean that. You know,
I feel like there's an instrument joke to be made, but sure.
You could tune a piano, but you can't tune a Millie. All right. As you continue along, I believe I mentioned that you were about 200 miles away when you started from where this town is. Did I say 200? No.
We're going
100
50 miles an hour, or 50 miles an hour.
That's right. It's 100
2 hours
miles.
to get there.
Yeah, so about 100 miles, not 200. Cool. So at this point, you're approximately, we'll say, 25 miles away, or miles away.
Yeah.
And you're getting a little bit closer. The buildings are starting to look larger and larger. You're realizing that the scale at which you saw them before when they looked large was nothing compared to when you get here. It looks like they are not quite skyscrapers, but built high.
Comparatively to the Manderville Gold Saucer, how big are they?
Bigger.
Lots bigger, or of like relative
A single
bigness?
building is approximately the same size as
Gotcha.
Manderville.
And there are many.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's the biggest building we've seen.
Yes.
Singular building, that is.
And Twat just hit level 30 today. I don't think he's been to the Gold Saucer yet. So
Ooh, it's fun. It's fun. You'll like it.
Hey, Millie, you got a ghoul's kind of thoughts and stuff, right?
Yeah, it takes a minute, but they're all in there somewhere.
Is there a spirit? I mean, a spell? Oh, did I tell you I believe in spells now?
Not directly, but I'm proud of your growth.
Oh, thanks. I didn't think I got much taller while I was here, but very much appreciated. Well, anyway, is there a spell that can like make you smaller? I mean, like in height? Because I'm thinking maybe it's not the fact that we're in someplace new and these people are all big. Maybe we just got, miniaturized.
Well, there is definitely magic like that. Actually, when y'all were attacking Zamel's manor, when Ao enlarged you to get through the roof, the reverse could also have been done to shrink you down to more like my size.
Oh, well, okay. So I guess it does go both ways then.
It does, but on a scale as large as what you're considering there would be quite the magical undertaking.
Right. I have another question, and I kind of get closer to Millie and kind of whisper in her ear. There's that spell can that work on just like one part of your body, or is it the whole thing? Oh, you know what? Never mind. That's I even asked. You can see Kevin getting a little red for even like having had that thought.
Wow.
Yep. It's hard to tell, but Millie's blushing too, because that is an awkward question.
Nice.
I was kind of curious how she'd answer.
That is not knowledge Kevin is worthy to have.
Fen, lay down. Okay. Welcome, Eric. So,
Like,
Ooh, hold up. Say something again, Eric. You're like, I think you're super loud on our end, so I'll adjust it.
something again.
Yep, let's do it.
Hey,
Alright, try
you gotta
again.
yell over there.
Hi.
a little
You
bit
sound
higher.
fine for me.
Alright, cool. I think it was just on our end. Whoops, on our end. There we go.
How about now? Try something?
Something.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
All right. Continuing along, you're now about 300 yalms away, like Kevin requested. You feel as if getting out and walking is not so far.
Is there any like cover between us and the town, or would they just be able to see us
This
walking?
is, if anybody was looking, they would see you easily. It's basically an open field with sparse trees here and there, but not nearly enough for cover, especially if you're going all the way into the city.
I want to take a peek and see if you see anything.
Oh, yeah, I could.
Okay, so you got your Hawkeye goggles.
Yeah.
How far does that let you see?
4 moms.
Yeah, they're
that's
fucking awesome.
so
Right.
long. Oh man, I couldn't imagine being able to see that far in real
I'll
life.
see across the blitzball field.
Yeah. Just barely. I can see the concession
Oh my
stand.
god, could you imagine if a blitzball field was actually 3 moms long? That would be, those games would suck.
So, soccer?
That's not, those are
I know, but
moms.
like, there's
Feels like
moments
it.
where it's like
Yeah,
45 seconds just running to the other side.
like basketball.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see, if you were on one of Bahamut's wings, you couldn't see to the end of the other one?
Correct.
Oh,
that's
that's
true.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. It wasn't 14 kilometers. It was like 12.3 kilometers or whatever it is.
So it was like 7 miles.
Yeah, something
which
like
is still fucking.
It's
I
massive.
can't believe you would lie to us.
I,
Now I have no clue how big it is.
do you have any idea how often I lie to you as a DM?
Nope.
Exactly. All right. So, who's getting out? Oh, you're looking.
Yeah.
Buildings all appear to be open. They all have, the doors appear to be either made of gold or gold plated. They have some kind of iconography that you can't really make out on most of them. But the thing that stands out, are you familiar with a Hamsa? Do you know what that symbol is?
Mm.
It's like the hand with an eye in the middle of it, and
okay.
it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one of those on each side of the door where it looks like you could push it open. And that seems to be on all of the doors.
Okay.
You haven't seen any people yet, though.
Okay. Does the town look kind of like not like abandoned, but like in disrepair, like it's been neglected for a while?
No.
Okay.
It also doesn't appear to be residential necessarily. It looks more like what's the word I'm looking for here? Company
Industrial?
town, like a company town kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there are places for people to stay and sleep, but it looks like this is more like a temporary stop while they're doing something in this area. That's the feeling that you get from it.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to tell Inti about the gold doors.
Okay.
That way he'll know about that.
I'll be sure to examine those.
Yeah. And then I'll let everyone know, like, hey guys, the town looks like I don't see any signs of life yet, but it looks like it's still in use, and it doesn't look like a normal like a town. It looks like more like a stopover town.
It's about like 2:30 in the afternoon right now.
It's about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, what's a stopover town?
Well, it's like a place where people go to do business in an area, but not necessarily live there long term.
What's the point of that? It makes no sense.
Well, like if you're on a long journey, you got to stop somewhere, right?
Right, but wouldn't you want like an actual town there? And okay, but anyway, do you see any people there?
No, I didn't see anybody.
That has something to do with the empty mining area we just left. Maybe they were just here temporarily to mine everything, and now they're gone.
Well, if
Could be.
that's the case, then it would make sense to pull up in the mining. What you guys call these? The vehicles? Vehicles? The carts. Yeah, if we pull up in the carts, right, they'll just think we were coming back from the mines or something like that.
I mean, if it was for the mines, then why place the city 5 hours away?
Where's that port?
But if it's a stopover city, right, then that means they couldn't make it back all the way to their town after they finished their minings, right? So you'd want to go have like a temporary town set up, like Deej was saying. What's going into you, Tavi? You seem so, I don't know, I think Inti would say risk-averse recently.
No, I'm just saying, if it's meant for the mines, why not have the town close to the mines? I wouldn't want to drive 5 hours to go home after I finish my mining.
No, that's a good point, too. Maybe there's some mines over here we don't know about, but I don't know. If there's no people there, then I don't think there's a problem if we just roll up there.
Well, the people might best be hiding, considering what the fuck just flew over skies like that. Maybe they're just hunkering down in the buildings.
Got it.
I'm gonna turn around to Alpha and ask, are there supposed to be people in this town?
He puts his wing out and kind of scratches his chin a little bit.
What do you know, bird?
He flies away.
So Alpha's afraid of the town, but doesn't even know if there's supposed to be people in it.
He didn't say he was afraid. They asked, is it a good idea to go to the town? And he said,
The sole reason to that he's afraid of the town.
Right. Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Alpha just pumps his chest like, bro, come on. I'm just kidding.
And I go, settle down.
Pulls out a piece. I'm not afraid of nothing.
A piece of what? Drumstick?
His
I'd say
drumstick.
it'd be smart to like send half our group in, the other half would watch on the outside. But honestly, since I don't know anything about this place, and I wouldn't want to lose you, because it was kind of sad being here all by myself for a few hours. What if we all just kind of stick together on this one? Can we all fit in the other big vehicle?
We can. We just chose to take two in case we needed a second. But, I mean, you're my original idea of just I can go scout, check it out, and come back. Give me 10 minutes to see what I see. And then we can decide if we want to go in all together or avoid it entirely.
Okay, as long as you promise you won't get hurt.
I'll do my best to be unseen.
We don't really have anyone in our group that's as stealthy as Millie. Oh. I mean, we don't got no one here that's as stealthy as you, and I don't want to send you there alone. I mean, a ghoul went alone was all right, but I mean, you just got back with us. I don't want you getting hurt now.
I appreciate your concern, but I won't be completely alone. If something comes up, I still have the little beeper that connects directly to Deus. So you'll know immediately if something's going haywire.
Well, now that I have my bow back, I can cast invisibility on somebody if that helps you feel more at ease.
How long's it last? I think it's 10 minutes.
Yep, that would definitely make me feel more at ease.
I was thinking of doing something similar myself, but that would work just as well.
Yeah, that would last for an hour.
Oh, that's even longer than what I was going to do.
Well, yeah, and then if there's any sign of trouble, then you just get on out of there and come on right back.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, no running off now. You gotta come back.
Would defeat the purpose if I didn't. You don't have to hit me with that, do you?
No. I will
Come on.
strum the chord and Millie turns invisible.
Oh, right, you got your actual bow. I was thinking you were talking about the pickaxe bow.
Hit her with the pickaxe. Do it. Just throw the pickaxe at.
Like, I'm invisible, except for this
don't see
bleeding
you.
wound.
Okay.
Alright.
Millie is now invisibility.
Alright, then off I toddle towards the buildings.
Okay. You trip over your own. Sure.
I jump out, try to fly, faceplant into the dirt.
You take damage, so your visibility goes away. No. It would have to be an attack, not just.
It counts as me attacking the ground, so it ends invisibility.
Is that like attacking the darkness?
Yes.
Sure. Millie, you head on in to this town. And when you get there, you realize it's not abandoned. There are people here. You can see some of them moving about. There's not nearly enough of them to fill up all of these buildings, but there are some people inside of the buildings. You do see like 1 or 2 people walking along on the street. Now, here's the thing. These people are like 11 feet tall, and they're very stocky. And not all of them look the same either. They all look to have some sorts of body modifications done to them.
So, like, tall and bulky? Muscular?
Yeah. Yeah. And some of it looks like it was probably musculature that was enhanced in some way.
And it seems to be not, artificially enhanced with, like, because you described, at least the flashback, you described, like, cybernetics, essentially.
Some of it appears to be cybernetics, but then there also, you do recognize, like, some crystals sticking out of their skin. So that might be related.
Do they appear to have, like, weaponry on them, or tools, or are they more looking like bulky civilians?
It's hard to say that they're civilian looking, but they don't appear to have weapons.
So no visible weapons. Okay. Any signage?
Do you read Allegan?
I can.
There is some signage.
Alright, I'll pop another use of the eyeballs.
Okay.
Gives me 10 minutes of reading.
Okay. Allegan language is difficult to describe because it's not letter for letter, word for word. It's more like conveying imagery or ideas through symbols. So
Hieroglyphics.
similar but more organized. If that makes sense. When you're looking at this Allegan writing, the first building that you're in front of, you can see on the doors, it appears to say that general supplies on one of them. There's another one that says Joe's Good Eats. Completely different building. Another one says House of Sex. Things of that nature. Those are the closest ones.
I wonder what goes on there.
It's actually animal husbandry. Any vehicles? Like the...
Yes. But they appear to be less heavy duty and more personal use. But they're still large, and they appear to hover above the ground just like the others do.
Gotcha.
No wheels that you can see.
And they're in motion doing things?
No, you haven't seen any vehicles.
Oh, like idling in...
They're like idling, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, it's Gex the Gecko. It's House of Gex, not Sex.
Nice. What if it's Gex House of Sex?
I'm not judging, but, here.
Are there any windows low enough to the ground that I can peek through them? Or large enough that they'd be like a big ass window?
Yeah, there are big windows. You can't see through them at a distance. You're gonna try to get closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like hug a wall so I can peek through stuff. So I got an hour.
I saw that, Drew. No, that's not it. What was that? When you get close to one, you realize that this is treated glass in some way. It's basically a one-way mirror, or a two-way mirror rather. Like they can see out from the inside. You can't see in through it.
Neat. What are do the buildings appear to be stone, fancier?
They fancier than stone, definitely. They have metal all throughout it, but it does look like pristine stone, as if it was just carved out of a mountain here, but there's no way that was possible. So it's stone and metal, but the stone looks worked in a way where it doesn't appear to have been moved from wherever it was.
Gotcha. Like like similar to the concept of like elves growing wood into shapes,
Similar
but with
concept.
stone.
Yeah.
Cool.
In fact, most of the buildings appear to be marble, which is notoriously not a strong stone.
It's not.
Marble breaks easy. Compared to other stones, you can break marble very easily.
But then why is like the Parthenon still around?
I'm not saying it's I'm not saying that. Okay, it breaks easy comparatively.
Just yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fancy. Neat.
Pretty sure on the Mohs hardness scale, it's a rather low number.
And are there any other creatures, humanoid or otherwise, besides the tall, beefy peeps?
You saw one. It appears to be an oversized wolf that is domesticated. Or you assume it's domesticated because it's wearing a sweater.
Nice.
And this is just down a street further from where you are.
Too bad our link pearls don't work. So no weapons that I can see. Well, do all of the vehicles have that same platform appearance? So like if how the construction vehicles can turn into guns, do it looks like the personal vehicles could possibly do the same?
It's difficult for you to tell. You don't see it in the same way that you saw it on the construction vehicles, but that's not saying it can't happen.
I'm gonna go play Grand Theft Allegan and
Grand Theft Allegan.
steal a car.
Is that what number 6 is going to be?
If it ever comes out. Yeah, trying to think if there's... oh, okay. Do any of the people seem to be acting in any way to indicate a hurry or state of emergency?
Nope.
Yeah, Dragon does that shit every day. No.
That was also a little while ago. It was like an hour ago. When you see something that scares you, do you just sit there shivering for hours?
I mean, if they're like planning to evacuate, that would take some time. So.
You do not appear to be in the midst of an evacuation.
Yeah. I guess then I just want to spend 25 minutes total of the invisibility in the town before heading back, so point of no return.
Sure. I'll let you know what you see, but before we get that, did we decide who's doing the writing this week?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yep. The main thing I'm looking for is if there's any other buildings that might indicate something, like a public office, like this is where the bureaucracy happens.
Sure.
Anything like that.
You don't see that kind of building anywhere. The closest thing that you see is a work permit office. That's the closest thing that I can see. Everything else gives a very, I know since the buildings are so large, this is ironic, but it gives a very small town feel.
Okay.
Small town, big people.
Any medical facilities?
On first blush, no. Not that you can see.
Nobody's looking for targets to attack.
There's no target either.
Fuck. Walmart?
No. Save on.
Allmart?
No. Allmart.
Thank you, Ben.
No, but there is a gym called Allegains.
That's where they're bulking up. It's not actually a gym, it's just, would you like crystals or cybernetics to get
Exactly.
bulkier? Yeah, then I'll head on back. Nothing I can seemingly glean other than that.
On your way back, you do notice that on one of the
Need
one of the
sharpen
roads,
to glean.
What?
Chirping, gleaning.
Ah.
Oh god. On the way back, you notice that on one of the roads, there appears to be a steady stream of cars coming from the distance where there was the cliff where you first saw the dragon come out. That direction, there's a road headed that way, and there seem to be cars coming back from there.
Okay, so like if we've got like
Vehicles, not cars.
if this is the town, we drove this way to get to the town.
And here is where the cliff was.
I thought then that wouldn't that mean we came this way because the cliff was to the side because we basically had town.
No. The drop off where the dragon was. If you were moving in this direction, like you just said,
Towards the town, right?
this side is where the drop off is. The big cliff that you couldn't see past. The cliff, the mountainous area, the bluff where you came in, would have been on that side,
Okay, and then
This
the
is
crystal
the town.
tower would be back that way.
like southeast from there.
Okay, so then it looks like there's a road that would
To the
go
east.
out and then down beneath the edge of the cliff if people are
Yes.
coming up from the cliff.
Correct.
And you said the cars are coming from down below towards the town.
That's what it appears to be. And there's a
Okay.
steady stream of those. Not like hundreds, but like every few minutes you'll see another car come by.
Only incoming or incoming and outgoing?
Only incoming at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, okay, then I'll make my way back.
All right. Was anybody else doing anything while Millie was off gallivanting for an hour?
No, I was just waiting.
No conversations to be had?
Not for so long. Could just be playing music.
So, how do you think we're gonna leave this place, y'all? 'Cause going up don't work. There must be like I don't know, button or a switch or what was that thing the mail did? Had like a portal. Oh, that's right. Maybe when Miller comes back, maybe we can use one of the trees that the ghoul had to like get out of here.
Oh, that was a pretty good idea, Kev.
I mean, I didn't realize it before because I just didn't see any trees around. But you know, we passed a few, even though they're small since we've gone. Maybe that's the easy way out.
Well, Bear's looking into because we have to get back to Eorzea so we can get back to Cliffside.
Exactly. Yeah, and Tavi's brother said he's going to tell us all about cousin. He's going to tell us all about bee holders, and then we can go kill that bee holder.
We lost somebody. Thanks.
And then, you know, then we could just, you know, save the town, and then we just, you know, retire from being adventurers. Maybe convince everyone to come live in our new castle or whatnot. We can get everyone there, maybe to live in our town, and then, you know, maybe we just go back to how things were, you know, before this whole crazy. Oh my God! Did someone hit someone on the machine?
I didn't get one.
Hush.
Mine didn't go up yet.
Oh. Great, the sirens stopped, Kevin. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, God, no worries. It scared me. I thought it's so loud. Anyway, like I said,
Show up on your end now.
second
I still
time.
have.
Oh, second time?
Maybe I'm immune.
Okay. Anyway, so I got off, you know, all these new sounds in this new area. And I was just saying, let me just go back. Everything can be as it was, back to normal. Like we never left.
Yeah, well, that's a beautiful picture, Kev. I wish we could go back to that time.
Don't you worry, I'll get us back there. Things were just so much less complicated back on the farm, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Mike said he can't talk, but if we need to ask him the Sid thing, he could probably chime in, or at least text chime in for it.
Sid, how far do you think someone could throw you? No. Okay, Millie, your invisibility starts to wear off as you're getting closer to the vehicle. So, if you were keeping an eye out, you're waiting for
invisible
Millie to
person.
come back. Well, you cast the spells, but what you see doesn't look like Millie. You see somebody, a robed figure wearing a mask, walking straight towards you. And then you blink your eyes, and it's just Millie.
It's just Millie.
I was tall for a moment.
Oh. I think Millie's coming.
Oh, she is. Oh, good.
Visibly or in
You're
like it wore off?
Yeah,
Okay.
it wore off like 100 films away.
Just snipe.
You kicked a rock, fell over. The spell counts as an attack.
Because the rock hit a bug.
Amelia,
Done that.
are you okay?
She is, actually.
Yeah, it went fine. As far as I could tell, the whole town just seems to be, much to what Deus was describing, it is occupied. Didn't really see a lot of...
What do you mean occupied?
Well, there were people there, like the ones that Sol described when he cast the spell about the Omega Crater. Tall, muscular, sticking weird things in their bodies like crystals and metal, but not just like inert metal.
Not as muscular as me, though, okay, right? Like, between the two, which ones would you say are more muscular?
Sorry, could you repeat that, John?
Between them and me, which ones would you say are more muscular?
Them.
Even like to scale more muscular?
Yeah, probably.
I hate to say it, but I think they might have you beat in the bulk category.
I mean, no sense.
But I think they're cheating. So
Cheating.
yeah, you've got those homegrown Popoto gains. They seem to have cheaty crystal gains. It's not the same. I believe the term is natty.
Natty.
It is.
All right.
For bodybuilding, natty means natural. No steroids.
Now Kevin's only going to drink natty ice.
That sounds gross.
You don't know. It's
Natural
It's
ice. It's natural
natural
ice. It's one of the cheapest beers you can get.
The ice version of like natural light, so it has like more alcohol content. It just tastes worse.
yeah.
Awesome.
Disgusting beer, but it's really cheap.
Yep.
So, do they look like fighters, or were they friendly?
Well, I didn't try to find out if they were friendly, but none of them seemed to have any weapons that I could see. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were unarmed, and even if they were, they could probably punch pretty hard. But I didn't see any weapons on them.
Got it. And did they speak common? Did you hear them talking?
I didn't hear any of them talking. All the signs were in Allegan again, so I read a few of the places. They had like the equivalent of a general store, a restaurant, a brothel, a work permit office. I was trying to...
Yeah, we have
Prostitutes there?
I would assume, but
Gotta go wash their-
who knows what...
I gotta go, I don't know if I got the right supplies. I need to wash some feet. This is an amazing opportunity. I shouldn't pass up. I mean, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Keep talking. Sorry.
No, actually, you do give me an idea there. I was trying to find something that might be on the friendlier, approachable side of things, like if they had like, oh, it's a public relations office. Then maybe we could talk to them about, say, hey, we just showed up. Sorry, we borrowed your vehicle.
Did you see any human resources?
Not even seen Allegan resources.
Was there a division of Chats and Ink in there?
At the bottom of every building, a little stamp says Jatson. But then, okay, my second thought was, well, if we find something medically inclined, people who tend to work in the healing arts tend to be like our good professor here, so maybe they'd be a little more approachable. But your mention of washing the prostitutes' feet also gives me the idea. I've never met a unapproachable sex worker. It's kind of their thing.
Kind of.
Did you say
And
sex
generally
worker?
speaking,
What's
I
that?
believe that's the term. It's a more polite term for prostitute and other.
Whoa! That's what a prostitute was? I thought it was just someone that like was preaching the word of God. That's why you need to go wash their feet.
Do you remember the rumors about Miss Miller back in Cliffside?
No, I just know she liked cleaning pipes and polishing doorknobs. I hear she was very handy.
Oh, okay. More recent example.
This poor NPC.
So I said rumors, not necessarily substantiated. Do you remember the bathhouse attendants when Kenji brought us to the spa when we first got to Kugane?
Yeah, they were super friendly.
Right, and then that one of them kind of went under the water and tried to, to your bits.
Yeah, and I said I don't need them cleaned. I can clean them myself. It was so weird, but weird
Right.
customs. Maybe that's a thing those Oriental people do. Oh, so sorry, Ken. I meant Kugani people.
What the hell's the Orient?
Well, those attendants, part of their job description would have been to clean your bits in that manner. Those same individuals might also work at this brothel. My point being, as you saw, they were very kind and generous, so it might be true here. They might be more inclined to, give us a less hostile welcome if we showed up unannounced.
Yeah. I mean, and I could check washing their feet off the list. And I mean, if it's what you say, I think I know what you're trying to say is that they, offer the rights of men and women as a service.
Yes.
Unmarried men and women.
Not necessarily.
Regardless, or without regard, yeah, I think maybe we start with the prostitutes, and if they're not too friendly, then we go to medical people.
Well, I couldn't find any medical people. That's why I was suggesting we go to the brothel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, right? If they're prostitutes, that means I just figured, it's kind of like going to church, and everyone visits someone to go into church. If there's a lot of people going to the bedroom, the pillow talk and whatnot, they might have a lot of things to say, too. They might have a lot of information. This could work out for us regardless. Oh, sorry, without regard.
Well, that's true. One thing I did notice was that there was a lot of... there's the cliff where the dragon flew up over the side. There's a road on the other part of the town that seems to loop down to below the cliff, and there was a lot of, a pretty steady stream of those smaller vehicles coming up from that road into the town. So, the longer we wait, the more of these possible Alligans might be around. But on the flip side, if we also wanted to try to wait for night, to my understanding, brothels are open 24 hours a day. If there are 24 hours in this day.
Here's my thoughts. Yeah, I know Inti probably thinks this is a good opportunity to maybe sell things, but here's the thing. I don't think we should be trying to do that right now. I'm thinking we separate the group. We leave Inti, Omega, and here with the Chocobos.
Anyone else that's not in our group right now outside of the professor?
Kenji?
Yeah.
Oh, and Ken, you guys stay here, protect the vehicles, and then
And Cassette.
the rest of us.
I think it's 7.
But if she's
What
back
is that?
next week, then
Yeah.
depending on...
And the rest of us, in Triple C, and the rest of us will go in on foot. Also, it'd be smarter if we had a smaller party, right? Less easier to catch.
That
Well,
makes
that's
sense.
true.
Brain is hurting so much with this stuff.
I know you've been thinking so hard today, Kevin. You need to take a rest.
Thanks. I know. I'm just doing my best.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. So who did you want to go down there?
Toby was a little freaked out, but we did see like vehicles going back and forth, so I think it's a mining town.
Right. But who did you want to have go down to the brothel?
Oh, everyone so everyone except for Omega, NT, and Triple C,
Kenji.
and Kenji.
Okay. Fair enough.
Discord, your numbers are stupid.
All right. Well, is everyone okay with that? Say something now.
We should also go on foot. I didn't see any of these construction vehicles, mining vehicles in the town. All the vehicles in the town were on a much smaller scale.
Yeah. My thoughts exactly. Well, shoot, but hey, none of these four can know how to drive the vehicle or the vehicles, right? But they can't put them in the turret mode. Okay, I think we're all safe leaving you four here. Are you guys okay with that, you four? As I talk to you in a group?
They all just kind of, all right, sure. Yeah.
All right. Alfie, we're gonna leave. We're gonna come back as soon as we can. I'm gonna leave some of this feed for you, and do me a favor and watch over everyone here. They'll also watch over you.
He looks between you and the group, and then the group that's staying behind, and he kind of cocks his head, and he makes like big puppy dog eyes at you, chocobo eyes at you.
Oh, you sure are all great, Alfie. You remind me a lot like my friend Stampy, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Here's the feed.
He just kind of watches it hit the floor when you drop it.
All right, y'all ready to head out? We gotta be sneaky and silent, crafty.
Kevin, I think Alpha wants to go with us.
Yep. You want to come with us, Alfie?
I mean, they're the closest thing to a guide we have, so I don't imagine it would hurt.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll promise to try to not let anything bad happen to you. If you can make me one promise, just don't go to try to cross no rivers now, okay?
It like gives a feather up from its wing.
Kevin,
Perfect.
man of
All right.
PTS. If we want to go sneaky, I have an idea as well to get us in there. Or at least to get us near there. What we do when we get there, I feel like there's a point where our conspicuousness will become unavoidable once we get to the town itself. But if we want to approach without visibility, I can accommodate that.
Three owlbears in a trench coat. That's exactly what I was thinking.
If Deus has technology to see into their town, I have to assume, based on what we've heard, they have their own technology that can probably see us as well.
I was thinking the same thing, but when I was watching them, none of them gave it any indication that anything was out of the norm, even including that dragon flying by. They weren't evacuating or anything, they just seemed to be going about their day-to-day.
Strange folk.
Well, maybe that's just a neighborhood drunk dragon flying around causing chaos.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. Gotta go put Bahamut in the drunk take beneath the lake.
What's your idea to keep us hidden from view once we're approaching?
Psst. I'm checking.
All right, while you think about that. Oh, you figured it out? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just making sure the thing that I wanted to do could move. Well, let's see, we have...
Is it illusory terrain?
It's a major image. I just can remember, like, what's the movement stipulation? It's like I can spend my action to move the image. Alright, well, if everyone gathers around, as long as you stay within about a little 20 square foot, or 20 square foot area here, plenty of room for the 6 of us that are going. 3, 4, 5, 6 was safe. Yeah.
Not the chocobo though. Chocobo.
6.5. Let's count them as a Lalafell.
Oh well, no. Now, Alfie is now a member of our party. Hasn't signed the charter yet, but you know, just like Stompy was.
Well, I more meant in terms of like square fulminage. They don't take up a lot of space. But, anyways,
Wait. Alpha just is like trying to get your attention this entire time, just waving its wings.
yes.
He pulls out one of his cards from interdimensional pocket or whatever it might be.
Bird
Holds
armpit.
it up, and it just looks like a silhouette of a person with dotted lines around it.
Ah, so you have the cut and paste tool, I see.
Throws it at the ground at your feet, and a puff of smoke, and suddenly you don't see your friends. You don't see yourself.
He's killed us all!
Where'd you all go?
Oh, I can hear you.
Wait. I searched my hand and I casually glanced on the boobs of my dear friend.
You can't
that
see
are gone and invisible.
Just because they're invisible doesn't mean they're not physically there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, who am I touching right now? I feel so nice and
looking.
this is nice. It's like,
Kevin, you should recognize that.
I'm so sorry. I just is that you, Deej?
Yes, it is me.
So
It is I.
I don't know what I was touching, but I apologize. So we're all still here, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, we're all here, Kevin.
How
You
come I
need to
can't see
relax a
them?
little bit. You're trying to act weird. We said we weren't going to act weird.
I'm not trying to be weird. I can't see anyone. I can't even see myself.
Well, it's okay. We're all here. Or at least you and I are here.
How can we be here and I can't see no one?
You hear what sounds like a small bird like stifling a laugh, except it's a bird laugh.
Oh, Alfie, is that you? Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna get us out of this. I don't know what happened, but somehow our bodies disappeared. Our minds stayed here, but our bodies aren't there. But somehow physically we're still here too.
Those who are looking around, you see a small pebble lifting up from the ground and being thrown at Kevin.
The perfect crowd.
Ow! And now the ground's attacking. Everyone, get ready for a battle.
Kevin, this is kind of what we wanted.
What are you talking about, Professor? Wherever you are, we're all we can't see anyone.
First of all, please keep your hands to yourself.
Oh,
Secondly-
sorry, I didn't realize it just felt very strong and long and big. I thought that was my sword, but it was much softer.
So Kevin's just walking around, one hand at chest height, one hand at crotch height to identify people.
We're trying to advance onto the town stealthily, and this is the way to go about it.
I can't see nothing.
That's you don't need to see yourself. Just know that you're there.
Oh, wait a second. Is this the same thing that Soul did to Millie just a second ago?
Exactly, Kevin.
Why didn't you say nothing?
I literally just did.
Okay, sorry. I've just never been looking like, or not looking like, I've never been like this before.
You'll be okay. Everything will be fine. Again, you just don't go grabbing around until we know where we're at, okay?
Okay. Should I put back all my clothes?
What?
I didn't know if I was wearing anything, so I started taking pieces off to see if I was real or not.
Yep.
Kevin gropes Deus and starts stripping.
Yeah. Clothes back on, Kevin.
Okay. Just 1 sec. Just looking for. Okay, I found it. Oh nope, that's Deej's. Never mind. Okay, we're good to go now.
Clothes are visible because they weren't on you.
Oh, got it.
Kevin, if it would help you to stop freaking out about being invisible, would you like me to hold your hand while we walk into town?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, look, I'm not scared. I'm just saying I've never done this before, Millie. I don't know how you can do this. It's weird.
You your hand in front of you. I will come to your hand because I don't trust your hand to come to me.
Hey, my hand is out right now. There's nothing in it.
I'll go follow the voice and find his arm.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find it pretty easy.
That's my
You got
penis.
wrapping something around.
It was a genuine suggestion or offer.
Okay, no more hijinks. We can go. Okay, this is the
No,
first
that's-
time you've ever been in for you magic users, this all makes sense. For him, this is weird.
Okay. So Alpha starts cooing, and you realize that he's like 20 films ahead of you right now.
Alright, off we go. I don't know the stipulations of this spell, so it might wear off if he gets too far away from us, or it might be a time limit like Souls. But more convenient than my idea, and it saves me the magic.
No, you still there?
Who?
Soul.
Oh, he's in the bathroom.
Professor, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, Kevin.
Okay, just checking. Deej, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just checking.
You're gonna do this for everybody?
Sound off. Who's not dead?
Until we get about 20,
Okay.
sorry, about 100 palms from the town, I'll stop.
Okay. It's like there was a Pokemon episode where on the Saint Anne and it starts sinking and they're all in their life rafts. They're like, what if anybody's still on board? And the captain goes, good question. All right, if you're not here, raise your hand. Looks like we're all here.
God, the Pokemon show dubs were so good.
They were. I don't remember a lot from watching that as a kid, but that one sticks out to me. I remember that one. Yeah, so, cool. You're about 100 films from the town. That's when Kevin starts asking if everybody's nearby.
So he stopped asking.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
But you get close to the town, and there seem to be more of those vehicles streaming in from that road, as I mentioned. It's getting a little bit later in the day. It's now about 3:15.
How can we see if there's people in the vehicles?
There are.
Okay.
They seem to be heading to whatever residential areas they're using at the moment.
Do we overhear any conversations?
Not from this distance, and
Okay, for 100,
you
yeah.
haven't seen anyone outside of their vehicles nearby you. So
Is it too far for my heightened hearing as well?
you hear the sound of. It's not a loud sound, but you hear the sound of vehicles. Get a little bit closer to the town. You're now right at that road that I had mentioned where Millie first crossed over to go find that building. What are you doing?
I'll start leading the way towards the brothel that I had seen.
Okay.
Wait, Millie. I don't think they can see us. Hey, we're all trying to go. Millie's trying to lead the way. I don't know how we stick together.
Oh, that's a good point. You want that building in that direction, and I'll describe
I don't
the
know
building.
which way you're pointing, Millie.
Or whispering.
Whispering.
Okay.
I don't know which way you're pointing.
Makes a good point.
East. West, whatever the direction of the building is.
Okay, I'm looking straight forward. I see 3 large buildings that are close to me. Is the one on the left, the one on the middle, or the one on the right?
All right.
You want the building on the right.
Got it. You all hear that? The one on the right.
Okay.
And if it's symbols for their language, I can describe the symbols that are
Yeah.
above the door.
Yeah. And as this is happening, you actually see somebody walking out of there. This is the first one that you've seen, like, up close. You're, like, 30 films from it. They're very tall, very muscular. You cannot tell if they're male or female, or non-binary. So they're just very hard to determine.
No visible sex characteristics.
Yeah.
They have
But
a smile on their face.
Not really. It's more of like just not a scowl, not a smile, just kind of like the meh face or the okay face.
Got it. Okay.
Very chiseled jaw, though. And they appear to be just walking in the direction of one of the residential areas, which are the high rises.
Dang, they are muscly. But they eat natty. I think that's what you said, right, Millie?
Yes.
It's, Deej, they ain't natty. They're not natty.
No, not like you, Kev. And you know you don't have anything to worry about.
Who said it was? I'm not worried. I was just trying. I'm just saying they're not natural.
Well, I was just saying, in case you were worried, you don't have to be.
Okay, well, good. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
What makes you think I'm worried?
No reason. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Just saying.
Okay, well, maybe we just. I'm just not worried. Why would that be something I'd be worried about?
Of course. Yeah, you know, you're secure. Yeah.
Yeah, very secure.
Yeah, why not?
Something I suppose we should cover before we get in. They might be a little concerned if the door were to open and nobody walked through and then the door closed.
Okay, well, maybe
So-
I'll walk in first because I'm the burliest and they think I'm just a child.
What?
You know, I can look like a small version of them, just not as big and strong and much shorter.
That is an idea. I can also make an illusion to make myself look like one of them.
Are we not
But-
invisible anymore?
We're still invisible.
I think.
okay.
Well,
Basically, we're right outside the door, so it's like, do we want to go in while being invisible? Then it's like, who the fuck? Why is my door possessed?
it's a ghost.
Well, is there an alley or something? Maybe a window?
I tried to look through the windows, but they all seem to be mirrored glass, so I couldn't really see anything.
Is there a mouse hole somewhere that would be big enough for us?
Oh god, the mice.
Like New York.
I mean, I didn't go around the back. We could try to find a back door, but
Okay,
Well, if they have any kind of... Sorry, Kevin. If they have any kind of food, maybe they have like a kitchen entrance?
all right.
There
I'll be
actually
right.
is a sign that looks like a menu on the side of the door.
Oh, the brothel?
Yeah.
Are there pictures?
No, but it's you have to use.
Yeah, it wore off by now.
Yeah, you can't make it out.
Yeah. Well, we can try to circle around the back. I could try to pretend to be one of them. I don't speak the language, so I'd have to pull that off somehow. But
What about that door with the looks like pictures of food on it?
There's no pictures.
What about that door that has
Symbols.
symbols of like a menu?
It's a definite menu layout, Kevin. I agree with you. But that's probably where they have the soup, right? So you should go check it out.
Yeah, maybe they got pizza burgers.
Oh, pizza burger.
well, there's still the problem of going through the door while invisible is going to be a little bit suspicious.
Okay, well then, like I said, I think it's better just if we trust that this is all gonna work out. So
Or-
maybe,
Is there any way we can maybe lure somebody to open the door for us?
Well, we could knock on the door and, knock, knock, ditch. That would work.
That's actually better than what I thought. I was going to propose breaking a window.
no, if we knock on the door and then we just sneak in once they open it. Because we're little.
But yeah, right. Yes.
And we can break the window afterwards.
Well, I think at that point it's probably unnecessary.
Oh, okay.
All right, so how about this? We knock on the door, and then as soon as they open the door, I can make the illusion of a sound of someone, of footsteps running around the corner,
Notice.
so that might let them, or make them leave the door open out of curiosity, and then we can all shuffle on in.
But
Sounds
no,
good. When do I break the window?
I should never have said that.
We don't need to break the window. I also have doubts that we could break the window easily. It seemed fancy.
Okay, well then let's all get by that door and give it a try. Remember, as soon as it opens, we gotta sneak in.
All right, so Kevin, you're the strongest. You should bang on the door with a good amount of force. Since they're bigger than you, they probably knock on the door a bit harder than we normally would. And then as soon as they open the door, I'll make the illusion of the footsteps running around the corner, and then we sneak in.
Okay, Kevin's gonna try to climb your shoulders. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get up.
Just not back. If you're planning to kill me, this is the way to do it.
No. I just, you think if they're bigger than me, the knock should be coming from above me, not below me, and my head really hurts.
But if it's supposed to be coming from a child and running, then lower is better.
Oh, good
Just
point.
raise your hand above your head and knock at that height. That would be, not too far off.
Okay, I wish
And
you
I
would have
got
told this.
to the door for specific acoustics.
God, I wish you would have told me this before I tried to get on your shoulders.
I do too.
All right, Kevin's going to give a very firm knock on the door. And give knock, 4 knocks.
Kevin's the one who knocks.
Okay. You hear it's not like knocking out a wooden door. It's like you're knocking on metal. And it doesn't really hurt, but it is cold to the touch. And you knock on it, and then it does sound like it made a reverberating sound when you did. What are you doing now?
Knocking on heaven's door.
Stand to the side in case it swings open.
Yep, standing to the side.
Okay. One of the other door, the one that you didn't knock on, actually opens up, and somebody just like looks out at the street, and you notice again a very tall person, very naked man, and his dong's just like hanging out like a tree trunk or an elephant trunk.
How far away are the 2 doors?
Far from where you are, or from each other?
Well, yeah,
From each other.
like where we are. The question
So-
is-
Oh, it's a double door.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other of the 2 double doors
Yeah.
open.
Oh, got it. Yeah, because the thought process was like, would we have enough time to run into the other door? But it's right there, so it's not a big deal.
Okay. So then, as said naked person is staring out the door, I'll cast a minor illusion to send up footsteps. Basically, like, so if the doors are like this and they open this way, the illusion's in that area, so they'd have to like look around the door to see where the
they
footsteps.
just walk out and they hold the door open and they just kind of look everywhere around, like not modest at all. Just doesn't see anybody.
Toddling.
Oh, you
Let's
all
go.
run in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. After about like 10 seconds of that, gives up and just goes back in. Manages not to step on any of you.
Millie
Well,
can hear Kevin sniffling.
Why? Oh, because he's bigger than him.
No, that's
Yeah.
not why.
Okay.
But Millie can ask.
Nope.
You know, fun.
Oh God.
Yeah,
What?
that. Well, bigger than him in
Yeah.
a different way.
That's what I was saying.
That, I mean, that,
Nope,
yeah.
you all got that wrong.
I did
Really?
not.
Nope,
He's just trying to
not
get you
why-
to ask.
Not why Kevin's sniffling.
He's trying to get you to ask, obviously.
Doesn't have to ask. It's okay.
Okay.
If we need to be quiet, otherwise I would be more curious.
That's fair. All right. You're now inside, and it appears to be a restaurant with just a bunch of naked servers. All men. Or at least people with penises.
Long dung silvers.
Well, now that you mention it.
Oh man.
Ordered fish. It's okay, Kev. We'll get some soup.
No, it's not a soup. Yeesh. All these men remind me of Stompy.
Oh.
So,
Shh.
backing
He's coming
away
back. He's
from
coming
where
back.
Kevin is currently crying.
Keep it together, Kevin. The naked one's coming back in.
Stompy, you get a trunk chest like those.
The trunk.
Does Kevin's stompy tears reveal our presence to the naked Allican?
No.
Okay, Kevin's gonna. Okay, I'm okay. Okay, what's the plan now? Are we supposed to talk to one of them? What do you really think about it up to this point?
You guys didn't really have a plan.
This wasn't the plan, right?
D&D, everybody! I think
Food?
Our best bet might be to try to find a side room where we can talk to one of them alone, as opposed to a room full of far too naked people.
Well, we just discussed that nobody knows how to speak the language, right?
Right, but if, like we were talking about, if this is in the past, then who's to say our various species don't exist in this world? We just know that the Alligans don't exist in ours.
Hey, Professor, maybe, when I was hard trying to understand what Miller was writing back, she could use, moving pictures. We could do the same thing with these people.
That's not a terrible idea. I mean, if you can make yourself look like one, maybe one that can't speak, maybe you could work it that way.
Okay, well, I see a door over there. Maybe we should try that one. Kevin's pointing to a door someplace in the tavern/brothel that you can't see. It's the door on the right down there, a little bit to the right, over there.
It's as good an idea as any.
You're looking for a random door, is that what you said?
Yeah, just a random door.
Okay, sure. You find a door. It appears to lead into a bedroom that is in use.
Are there sounds coming?
Yes.
Okay, I think someone's in here. Let's try another door. You go to the next door. Listen.
Okay. This one has one person in there, also naked man, but no partner.
Okay, go to the next door.
This one's empty.
Go to the next door.
Wants to find another.
All right.
place
Well,
to
actually,
town.
if we found an empty room, you all could hide in the empty room. I make an illusory version of myself that looks like them, and I try to non-verbally, because I have experience, get one of them to come to the room where we drop the invisibility and then attempt to communicate.
Maybe it should be me, Millie, because, well, first off, I don't think you have much experience being a man.
No, that's fair.
I feel like, if it was me, first off, I look more like a man, like one of them, and,
Well,
If we're trying to do this sneakily, should all of us appear or just one?
I mean, it depends on what we're trying to go for here. I mean, the big issue is that communication. You don't happen to have magic to comprehend languages, do you?
Is that a ritual cast, actually?
Comprehend languages, I believe, is a ritual cast, or if you have the tongues spell,
It's all the idea.
or if you have the tongue spell.
Garland's had
Well, we
any
do.
technology that was based off of Allegan technology to translate. Okay.
The closest you had were things that you translated from them. It was more like you were able to recover data that they had saved on what you call tomestones. But you don't know how to do that in reverse.
So I think Soul would be curious if all the crystals and machine add-ons, if maybe that would.
No, tomestones are kind of like a USB drive, more or less. Think of it that way.
I do have comprehend languages, but I don't cast it on myself.
well, then maybe you should make Sid the person who does it.
You
Right.
can't,
Yeah.
you can't cast it on yourself.
No, you can only cast it on yourself for comprehend language.
I thought he said he couldn't cast it.
That's
on
what I
himself.
heard too.
Oh.
Yeah, comprehend language is yourself. Tongues is you or anyone you want. Fortunately,
Okay, well,
Aya had tongues. Millie does not.
Good for me then.
let's all go into the empty room and hide over there while we figure this out.
Right. Well then, if Sid, if you're willing to be the test subject here, you could cast the spell on yourself. We wait 10 minutes or so in the room, and then once you have the spell up and running, I can turn you into illusion of one of them. I could make you look like the fellow or the person that just left the building, so it looks like they came back, and then you'd at least be able to understand what they're saying.
I guess if that's the best option we have.
So comprehend doesn't mean that he can speak it, just that he can understand it.
Yep, it's one way. Yep. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing. I could make it look like you've got some type of damage to your throat or something. So you would just have to like, pantomime to like say, "Hey, come to the room," and you'd be able to understand what they're saying.
Okay, how about can you make it look like the throat's a good idea. Maybe something bruise on the head or something like that.
Sure. I mean, it's literally anything you can think of that fits within a 20-foot cube I can make. So I can make you look like one of them. We could put like a... here we go. Something like a shrapnel blast from mining. Like you've got some scabbed over wounds and then some like pock marks on your neck from like if you took like an explosive blast and rocks peppered your face or something.
Great. Well, with that.
All right.
Make sure you gotta make his temptation turtle bigger than everyone else's, so they know he's the manliest man there.
What did you call? What?
Your temptation turtle, you know, the Winkle Beast, Old Man Dizzle, Domehead, Captain Winky, Thrill Drill. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
How many of these write down, John?
Too many.
Did you just look up a list of alternate names for cocks?
I did.
Thrill Drill's my favorite.
I don't think that matters, but whatever.
I plan on making Sid clothed like the individual that we saw leaving.
But they are all
So
naked
that
outside, so
the person just came back for seconds.
whatever you say, I just say, you know.
Exploded and then came back for seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, aren't they going to notice that he wasn't hurt before?
Let's use him as a basis. He'll look similar.
Yeah.
They all kind of look similar, at least to me.
Just
So.
in case he does have to get naked, make sure his spring-loaded nose slapper is longer than the rest.
Spring-loaded nose slapper.
Why?
All right, let's
Sure. It'll hang past the knee. Does it matter?
It definitely matters. For me, it matters.
All right. Well, we've got to wait a bit for Sid to get that prepared. And
Is it ritual cast, or can you just cast?
Yeah,
as ritual?
It's an action, so I guess it would be what, a minute, 10 minutes?
An action is 6 seconds.
well, but for ritual, it's plus 1 minute. So
I thought it
1
was
minute.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 1 minute, man.
Red truck. Right. It might be 10 minutes.
I seem to.
Oh, it's 10 minutes. Yeah. So it's 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
Well,
So just got to chill in the room a bit. Did you say something, Mike?
No, I just said, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah. You could also take Kevin with you as that little kid that he was talking about. That'd be pretty cool. Father,
I
he's going
really
to get.
think it might be a little more awkward than a good idea.
Oh,
and we haven't seen any Allegan children. Again, assuming they're Allegans, we don't know how their kids work. Maybe they just pop out like that.
well, I thought Kevin had a good idea.
Well, I think our best bet is just to sit here quietly for 10 minutes and hope nobody comes into the room, and then we try our plan.
Okay, you hear that, Kevin? You have to be quiet for 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Are we playing the quiet game?
Yeah, no talking.
I'm great at this game. Remember? Oh, shoot, I lost already. All right, starting now.
Yeah, so we sit idle.
10 minutes go by. Sid, you finished casting your comprehend language spell.
Okay.
Yep. So anything verbal, you understand the literal meaning. Anything written, you have the touch, and then you can understand it for by reading it for a minute.
But you're casting the illusion around him to make him...
Yeah, so I cast Major Image, which lasts for 10 minutes to make Sid look vaguely like just the other Allegan people-ish we've seen, with some scar, like recent wounds on the face and throat.
Okay. So are you going up to the front desk then?
Yes.
Okay. As you approach the front desk, there's... What was that?
It's gonna be funny that they're like, oh, some guy just came out of that room that was unused.
Yeah.
I mean, they just didn't know
If they're
some
paying
answer.
attention.
So just, are we still invisible, the rest of us?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Millie will follow out, so that way I can keep visual on him to make the illusion update as appropriate for movement and things like that.
Got it. Okay. So, Millie following Sid invisible. Sid, you walk up to the front counter and nobody's standing there at the moment. There does appear to be like a small cylinder that's glowing blue, like pulsing blue. And there appears to be a sign next to it. I don't really know how to describe it in terms that you'd be used to, but it looks a lot like Millie's slate does from the Garlean Empire in that it's a screen that looks like you can touch it.
Okay.
And it appears to be a menu, but...
And you said if I focus for a minute, I can read it?
Basically, you got to touch it, and then you spend a minute to read one page of stuff.
I will try to do that.
Yeah, you understand any written language you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read one page of text.
Cool. It's not really that much that you'd have to read. It appears to be an advertisement for the soup of the day, which is cheddar and lentil.
Ooh.
Gesundheit.
There is soup.
It is a brothel.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'd be disappointed if they didn't have to.
How can I help you?
I kind of look surprised for a
There's a
minute.
big burly man behind the counter all of a sudden.
Naked or clothed?
Oh, naked.
I do my best to look kind of confused, like I don't know what's going on, looking around, and then point to my throat and my head.
What'd you get hurt on the site?
Nod.
And you didn't go see the medical officer? What's wrong with you? Here, come here. And he just reaches over and he like places his hand right in front of your neck and begins, a little Asuna should help, and he's casting a spell to heal it.
I jump back real quick.
Is it a touch spell or just he's doing that
in front of his face, basically.
but not like trying to
Not
touch?
actually touching.
Yeah, then I'll morph the illusion to mend, but also make like a coughing noise.
Okay. Don't gotta be so jumpy there, fella. Especially in a place like this. So what do you want? 2-on-1? 3-on-1? 4-on-1 with soup?
Get a deal on the baker's dozen.
This soup? That's a deal. That's a deal.
To build up the electrolytes when you're done.
I shake my head and pantomime looking for a paper and pencil. Some writing implement.
What does that mean? That's in-game, that's not the DM.
Yeah, I gesture to my mouth and like, no.
Were you born without a voice? I don't recognize you. Where are you from?
I make the paper symbol again, or sign.
I don't know what you're doing with your hands. You
Look at
trying
the,
to write something for me? And he like
nod.
He takes out one of those slates and just hands it to you. It's digital. It's digital.
Literally what I thought he was gonna do. Like they don't have writing paper and pencil here.
I'm I'm going to wait for Sid to grab it with his real hands, and then because of the height difference, basically the Allegan's going to be like looking at it about waist level because of the height difference.
Yeah, that's
like
in my head.
scribble, scribble.
Oh, he's not writing on it.
Right, but I mean, that's the.
Okay, you can. I'll say that since they're not actual words that's written there, and it's basically a keyboard, you can comprehend how to say something on it.
Okay. I type in hit on head. Can't remember.
But needs sex.
Have a mighty need. I commiserate with that, actually. Yeah, so he just looks at you strangely. He's like, my magic didn't just heal that? Should have. If you got hit on the head, I should have made you feel better.
Feel better, still foggy. What year is it?
Okay. Do you know where you are?
Shake head, no.
Okay. Well, you're in a place where people come to get fucked. Is that what you're looking for?
City,
Name of the town.
question mark?
What'd you say?
City, question mark.
This is like a backwater.
Name, question mark?
Shit. What am I going to call it?
Name?
I didn't expect for you to get this part. Site B.
Site B.
Why does it say?
Right. Day, month, year, question mark.
Is there something I could help you with aside from, answering random questions that you should know the answer to? He seems to be getting a little agitated, just FYI.
Yeah, I kind of frown at him and type. Pretty annoying for me not to know either.
Okay, well, it's the 3rd of Ashan. Does that help?
Year?
Since we started counting? Which calendar?
Gregorian.
Allegan?
The only one that matters. 3002.
Year
I-
in technically. Like I don't know what year was that. I have
By,
no
by
reference.
the Allegan calendar, we wouldn't know
Yeah.
what year we're in.
By the Eorzean calendar, I think it was like around the year 1000, somewhere near there. Because there was the Millennial Fair, right? Near the beginning that people were getting prepared for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about the year 1000.
Tower, question mark.
The Crystal Tower.
Not.
What about it?
What is it for? Can't remember.
It's only the strongest battery ever created by the might of Alleg to hold the mana from the heavens. How do you really not know this?
Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. I thought it, but I wasn't going to say it.
Well,
You say
No.
to hold the mana from the heavens?
Yeah. It's a phrase.
Can I go there?
In your condition, I wouldn't recommend it, but theoretically anyone could go. Whether or not Zandy will let you in, that's a whole nother question.
I write down Lalafell, question mark.
Nice.
Did you lose your slave?
Or type Lalafell, question mark.
Yeah, he says, did you lose your slave?
Oh. Shake head, no. And I write, I'll take the soup.
Okay, where are you sitting? Or which room are you in? And do you need company? Kind of look like you need company.
I point to the room that had one person in it, say yes, and quickly try to slip back into like the crowd.
There's no crowd right now. You guys are like you're like the pre-dinner rush, or not rush, but the pre-dinner lull at a strip club. That's the idea.
Does he? Yeah. I nod and point to the room with the one person in it.
All right, I'll have your soup sent there. And he's like, he just kind of lies to you, and then he turns around and you hear him yell to the kitchen, "Hey, we got one soup of the day!" And he's just like walking off.
I take off so Millie can drop the illusion.
After he gets in the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep the illusion up just in case we need it, since it lasts 10 minutes.
Sure.
But I'll stop updating it to just T-posing Allegan, like a graphic that didn't load.
Yeah, cyberpunk. I think my favorite bug from Cyberpunk that I saw was somebody driving a car, but instead of being in the car, they're literally on the roof like this. Just
I had that a couple times on my motorcycle, but on the motorcycle it actually looked like you were standing on the motorcycle. So I'm like, I am just the best trick rider out there, T-posing throughout town.
And then you crash.
Yeah, and then you get yeeted really far when you crash in that game.
Sounds about right.
Back in the room, I kind of give the rundown of everything. And I guess there's Lalafels here, so I would assume there would be other kind of races, but the Lalafels were considered slaves, so I'm thinking it might not be the greatest idea to be walking around as not an Allegan.
And the soup's next door now.
Yes, the soup is next door.
Why didn't you have the soup sent here, Professor? I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic again. So what does that time mean on the Allegan calendar? I've never heard of that calendar.
I kind of assumed that would be their calendar if they were Allegan. I guess we can, confirm that they are Allegan. Where we come from, Allegans disappeared.
Well, in your history lessons back in Garlemald, did they have ever covered the Allegan calendar as like an ancient history course?
At least be intelligent. Yeah, roll an intelligence check. A history check, we'll call it. Which I think should be intelligence.
Mm-hmm. And I roll that.
Sure. Or one of you can roll with advantage, whichever you prefer.
Go for it.
Would you say that this calendar is a battle or tragic? Because I get advantage of the street checks.
Well, you already get
getting
advantage from Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But technically, yes. Are you chewing on my clip?
Haha. That is a 28.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Should have been a 29.
You know, there were a lot of there's a lot of things that were translated from tombstones that were harvested from Allegan ruins that may or may not have been accurate, but for the most part, you know that all history of the Allegan Empire, all written history, ends within 10 years of this date.
Of what?
Of this date.
From their perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, the date that he told Sid.
All Allegan history, you have not found, or nobody has ever found any records dating longer than 10 years from now.
Gotcha, okay.
3012, right?
What was that?
Was it 3012?
3002, but 3012 would have been
Gonna put that as AG.
fourth uncle. BCE, technically.
BK, before Kevin.
So I will relay that, but I don't know if that's going to help us, because I don't know in relation to our calendar where that lies.
5,000 years difference, I think it was. Like the fall of the Alligans was about 5,000 years before ours, which is something that was said in previous.
And we know that. Oh, okay. I thought we did.
Right,
know
that was the like
Sorry,
roughly
say again?
5,000 years ago. Because we'd asked before, like when was the last time the
Yeah,
Alligans
roughly.
were written?
Well, it's hard to tell because there was a long period of dark ages after the fall of the Allegan Empire, and a lot of history was lost. But by most scholars' reckoning, it's approximately 5,000 years.
Gotcha.
And did the account say anything about all the Allegan men having huge inflatable poo jabbers?
Didn't talk about that in the class.
Yeah, you heard that right, Melinda. That's exactly what he's been saying all night.
Nothing about their bow-legged swamp
About a
donkeys?
dozen synonyms so far.
What?
About a dozen different synonyms for it right now. He looked up a list.
Melinda's laughing at you, John.
I can amuse her.
Yeah. Okay.
What's our plan now? Because we were originally going to try and lure him into our room to talk to him, but he's going next door now, right?
You actually hear a knock on the door next door. And then the door opening. Brought your soup. And you just hear snoring.
Oh, shoot.
They just put it down and close the door.
I'll sneak out and grab a soup.
You're going to go into the other guy's room?
Well, it sounded like he left it on the floor outside.
No, he opened the door and put it inside his room.
Oh, okay, then no.
And then you heard the door
Yeah,
close.
you want to sneak in and try to grab that soup with me?
Well, I don't know. The professor seemed like not wanting us to get out of this room.
But we're invisible. I want to try. If their soup's any good, I need to know.
Nah, if you need to know, you need to know. Let's go.
Where are you? Touch your boob accidentally again. Damn it. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm here, Kevin. Let's go.
Okay. You guys don't even need to roll for it. You just sneak out, open the door, and then literally on a side table next to the door on the inside, there's a large bowl of soup. You just
Like,
yeah, and you just grab it and bring it into your room. It looks like it's meant to feed multiple people, even of their size.
oh, cool.
So,
Oh.
I'm going to try soup.
are you taking it with you, or are you trying it while you're there?
We'll just take it next
take
door.
it with us. Take it
Okay.
Nice.
Nice one.
The
Oh.
tower stacking.
Okay.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah. So you end up back in the room, and you've got the soup. It is cheese and lentil, as I mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tastes pretty fucking fantastic.
Oh, hey, I can't see all, but
decadent. It's
What?
decadent. It's rich. It's thick and creamy. It has like some sweetness to it. You're not really sure how those flavors all mix together so well in a soup, but they do.
Oh, well, no wonder there was all that ruckus in that other room. Soup this good, I'd be yelling about it too.
hey, I can't believe they eat this good here. It really makes me think, right? Everything we have back in Cliffside just ain't as good as everything we've eaten so far.
No. Yeah, but I kind of miss that sweet papoda pie that Georgine used to make.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Cherry Pie.
So does most of the town. She was a good baker.
Yeah, someone spit up.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Not good when I'm drinking whiskey.
That's gonna go up your nose.
Yeah. Well, anyway, did we come up with a plan? Sounds like we got about 10 years to get out of here.
Wait, Saul. How come history just stopped after 10 years?
I don't know.
The fourth umbral calamity.
Yeah, you do know about that. There's something called the Fourth Umbral Calamity, and while all Allegan writing ceased, there were other writings of other races from this time, which would be very similar to those that you know these days, that wrote about it, saying that the earth opened up and swallowed them whole, including their crystal tower.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that somehow we both went back in time. Oh, wait, no, that we went back in time. Oh, my mind hurts. The Earth hasn't swallowed this place up yet.
I don't know. It kind of swallowed us to get here, so I'm not sure. The same thing happened to us that happened to them way back when.
Well, to be fair, it's more like we jumped down its throat.
That's fair.
We gotta get to that tower, and maybe we can tell the king about it and save these people. I mean, I think the best thing to do is to try to change things here to stop the time from ever happening. Couldn't result into anything bad ever happening in our time.
Well, hold on there, Kevin. If you remember what Sid said when he asked about a Lalafell, naked proprietor guy referred to the Lalafell as a slave. Which also makes me wonder then if perhaps all of our kind of people are enslaved by these tall, naked people. So maybe we don't want to go announcing our presence to the king of the slavers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know you guys talk about slavery is bad, and we shouldn't do it, and I agree. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, you gotta pay your workers, but to allow for the entire annihilation of an entire people, that just seems plain wrong to me. Bob wouldn't want that.
Well, by that same token, how do you think we could even stop it if we wanted to?
I don't know, but at least they should know about it. And plus, it'd be a shame, for a race that has such long crotch-mounted regret cannons to be lost in time forever.
Regret cannons. Crotch-mounted regret cannons.
Well, think about it like this, Kevin. If we did manage to save the Alligans, and then they just continue to enslave our peoples for the next 5,000 years, we might not all even exist, or we might just be slaves like the other ones that seem to be around these areas. Or maybe around these areas.
Okay, so maybe we don't have to tell them about what's going to happen, but if they were trying to stop that dragon, maybe they can be helpful in some way. And plus, we're going to need to talk to someone to get back to our I guess, time.
It's funny because as soon as he says dragons, like almost as if he summoned it, you hear another roar, but it sounds distant. It's the same roar that you heard when you saw it show up last time, but it seems like distant or muffled.
Yeah.
You all heard that? It sounded like that dragon again.
Yeah, I heard it, but it was muffled. Or distant. Maybe it was underwater.
Looking out the window.
Yeah, we did see all that water. It could have been underwater.
Looking out the window, you realize that you can see perfectly clear out the window, but it's just from the outside looking in that they can't see. And you're able to see the main road, and it looks like the amount of cars coming into the town have slowed, but now there's a lot of cars headed out of the town in that direction. And it looks like they've been going before the roar.
Oh, okay.
So, interesting.
I think we should make an effort to try to find some of these slaves wherever they are, because if they're peoples like us, then they'd likely be the most friendly to our presence. Maybe they're down the hill where all those vehicles were coming from, because they weren't in the quarry.
Sounds as good as plan as any. I just probably shouldn't stick around here too long. I mean, one hit from one of those heat-seeking moisture missiles could knock any of us out, and I wouldn't even know you hit the ground.
I agree. The sooner we get out of here, the better. I think we'll all die if we hear any more
Kevin certainly
descriptions.
I might have to bring back the pianos.
Alpha, how much longer do we have on the invisibility? I know I can't see you, but if it squawk once if we have a few minutes, squawk twice if we have less than that.
It begins like having a complex squawking conversation, which you understand, Sid.
Oh, convenient.
Because you've got comprehend languages.
Nice.
It should last as long as I want it to.
Fucking nice.
It's still there.
Oh shit, he went in the
logged
garage. Yeah, he had to go into the garage. He said he'll be back when he could.
Oh, I missed that.
Alright, I'll just tell you, you could pretend that you're Sid for now. Whoever wants to play him.
That's me, Sid.
Oh, there's the professor.
Oh, I was so worried.
I was just invisible.
Oh. Actually, you're not. You're the only one who isn't invisible.
Well, invisible, but with an illusion over the invisible
right.
body.
Okay. Yeah. So Alpha's
Technically correct.
Alpha's speaking. You can't see Alpha, but you can hear him.
Oh,
He said technically as long as I wanted to.
Alpha says that this will last as long as he wants it to.
Wait, you can understand me now?
You can understand him now?
I can because of the magic cast on me, yes.
That makes things so much easier. Please tell your friend to stop talking about his penis.
Kevin, Alpha just
Yeah.
wants you to be quiet for a while.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, why?
I think it needs to think about what we need to do, so it just needs some quiet to think about it.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. You know, I gotta think about the Troll of Five Valleys, all of them over here, and if I can ever get that large.
I wish you luck.
Thanks.
Oops, sorry.
Would you happen to know where...
Yeah, kick the shit out.
Oh, buddy!
He didn't even moan. He was just like, oh, whatever.
Kind of like, not bad though.
Oh, roughhousing? Okay.
Would you happen to know where these people might keep their slaves, if they have them?
I don't know. I haven't been here that long.
How'd you get here?
I, again, don't know. It's just kind of here.
I'm certainly glad you're here, at least. Been a big help so far.
Thanks, I'm glad I'm here too. And you seem nice.
Professor, can you ask him if he's always been a chocobo?
Have you always been a chocobo?
Yes.
Yes, he's always been a chocobo.
Ask him how long he's lived here.
Doesn't sound like he's from here.
I don't know where I'm
Well,
from.
then ask him where he's from.
He doesn't know.
Ask him why he's helping us.
I don't know.
He doesn't know that either.
I just feel the need to.
Luckily for us, he feels the need to.
I'll tell him thank you. I really appreciate it.
I could understand him. Okay.
Can you ask him if he likes the chocobo feed?
Not really. It's a little dry.
Says it's a little dry.
Then make sure he's eating some of this soup, because it's super good.
You hear little footsteps because you can't see him, and then you hear like little slurping sounds as from the soup bowl. Okay, he's right. It is good.
Do we want to try and head to where those cars seem to be going and coming from?
I feel like that's the place to be right now.
Do you want to steal one? Or two?
I'm okay with that.
Steal one of the vehicles?
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be a bit conspicuous if we took one of the construction vehicles, but if we took some of the parked regular ones that we've seen around town, they probably don't everything until they're too late.
That'd be theft. And also, we don't know if those vehicles have a weapon system. I know it might be a little weird for us to be in one of these big vehicles, but, you know, at least if we're one of these big vehicles and something goes wrong, we can protect ourselves.
Well, I mean, there weren't any locks on the vehicles at the construction site. If there's no locks on these cars, maybe all the cars just belong to all the people.
Yeah, but again, what if they don't got weapon systems?
Then if we don't get caught, we don't need the weapon systems. Or we could walk. That's an option too. Just boring option.
You also don't have weapon systems if you walk.
Yeah, but we could stay invisible.
Stay invisible in a car too.
I feel like that's more conspicuous.
Can you ask the chocobo if you can make the car invisible? I'm sorry, a vehicle?
Let me look. And you hear him shuffling through some cards. Yeah, I got another one.
Yeah, sounds like we could make a vehicle invisible.
Well, if we can make vehicles invisible, we might as well take the ones we got already.
Well, that's a fair point.
This is way too smart for Kevin.
I know. He's
And my
very
brain
impressive.
hurts.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That way we can all stick in one vehicle and not have to try to fit into 2 or more. I don't know how many we could fit in one of these ones. Well, do we want to sneak back out or and make our way down the road?
Yep, sounds good. Well, plus, we gotta tell everyone what we found out.
Well, I mean, they're at the vehicle, so yes.
So we'll say that you get back to the vehicle. You're able to sneak out of the establishment, at which point you realize you have not seen a single woman in here anywhere. It's all been men. You have seen women, though, like on the street. But,
Are there some that are a little more
yeah, that's what
stereotypical than others?
Yeah, they have more feminine features like the hips and such.
Gotcha.
But yeah, eventually you're able to get back to your car. The invisibility never wears off at that point. So
Nice.
you're back to your truck, vehicle, bus, whatever you want to call it.
I'll drop the illusion on Sid.
Okay.
Hey,
You don't wanna
Millie,
have-
thanks so
But
much
only
for
like-
holding my hands.
So it would have been gone.
It really meant a lot. Sorry I freaked out. I just never been invisible before.
Yeah, that's fair. Some of us have different talents than others, so it helps to help.
And just so you know, not everyone's sour cream production facility is as big as those. That's just not normal.
Thanks, I guess, to know that.
Yeah. I want to make sure, if you're
Ever need
you
to
know,
find out about.
you find someone you love, the expectations weren't wrong.
There's no worry of there being any expectations in that regard at any point in my future, so don't worry about it.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're ever with the opposite gender and you see their guardian angel with a substance abuse problem, then just know it's normal. Sizes are not always that large.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's number 753 on the list I'm looking at.
Nice. Kevin, I hate to say it, but the only penis I've seen with any amount of regularity is your own, so I've only got 1 point of comparison here.
Oh, okay. No reason to be lewd about lewd, okay?
Okay, so you're at the vehicle with everybody. Jesus. D&D. You're at the vehicle with everybody, and you're going to start it up, and you're going to head down to wherever those other cars are
Yeah,
going.
just the road down the cliff.
Sure.
Or around the side of the cliff.
Are you making your truck invisible? Or having Alpha do it, rather?
Yeah, seems like that's the plan.
Okay. You just see Alpha shuffling through a deck of cards, and he finds another one that looks very much like the one that he used the first time, and throws it on the floor, and suddenly the entire vehicle's invisible. You're
I
not.
was going to say, so Alpha turned the invisibility off on us.
Yeah, that wore off. But you can see each other, but the vehicle's invisible. You don't know if you could be seen from the outside.
Oh my god, thank God I can feel myself again. Ugh.
Hold on. Hop out the window.
Yeah, it obscures the
Okay.
outside.
Deus, stand up. I see Deus through
Yeah.
the window. Alright, everybody want to make sure you stay low below the edge of the windows
roll up.
we can't see. I figured just like an open construction vehicle with no actual windows, but
No, it actually closes.
can we see the buttons to roll up the windows?
They're on the door.
Which is invisible.
That's a good point.
Smash. Find the
click,
buttons.
click, 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 click. Yeah. Okay. So, you merge onto the road in your big old vehicle, invisible vehicle, and you begin following the line of cars. At one point, as you are driving along, you feel a bump. Like you've been a jolt in your vehicle. And when you look behind, you see a car has rammed into the back of you, not knowing you're there.
Yes, I was expecting that.
It stops, and you keep going.
Nice. Does it look damaged?
Yes.
It feels like a Prius crashing into a cat crawler.
No, it's kind of like, it looks like there's a huge crack now going through the entire center of the vehicle.
Oh. So no, like crumple zone, but like a crack?
Yeah, like as in they don't expect accidents in these. So they're not built with that in mind.
The cars are made out of marble, too.
What are you looking for?
Oh, never mind. I thought I was missing a dice, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on the floor somewhere.
Okay. Sure. So you're continuing along. This seems to be kind of a winding path down the mountain. Who's driving?
I figured Tavi was. I think he had the most experience with it.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So Tavi, go ahead and give me 3 dexterity checks for this switchback road down a mountain, since you're not super used to vehicles, even though you have training in them.
Dexterity?
Yeah. I don't know where that gif is from, but it's funny.
Right.
This one.
I don't know how they managed
Must
to
be a
do
Tesla.
that. Wow.
Stop motion.
Well, that's the thing, is like I don't think they did. If
No?
it was like an authentic black and white, most of it was all practical effects of like either
That's a good
optical
question.
illusions or real and dangerous.
Probably dangerous.
Alright, 21, 23, and 8.
Sure. You don't really have much trouble driving this at all, but you definitely take, on one of the last turns, you take a bit too wide and scrape some off of the cliffside that you're going down, which is appropriate. And it doesn't seem to hurt your vehicle much. You're built for construction and excavation, but it does leave a gouge on the side of the mountain, which really confuses the cars behind you. But a lot of them slow down, so maybe you don't have to worry about too many of them running into your ass. But as you're coming along this final bend, and you're like, "Oh shit, we just hit that!" And then you look over at what you could view. It's way far down. Like you can see that the path now leads to a slope that leads pretty far down. So eventually, it's going to go down. This is like at least a malm down from where you were. We're talking just vertical. No, I take it back. It's about 10 malms down. Wait, is that too much?
I think that's like
That's
space.
Oh, okay. We'll say it's like 2.5 malms. That makes
Which
more
is
sense.
still enormous.
It's enormous, yeah. But there's a reason for that. You see something being constructed that is ginormous. Have you ever seen the old videos of them assembling the first nuclear bomb, where it looks like they're stacking bricks of metal on top of each other and then lowering
The slightly conical metal to make the sphere.
Yes. That's very much what it looks like right now. What's up?
I just thought it made like a little noise when I started walking.
It's very much what it looks like. It's
Jiggling.
It's a blue and red glowing. Like it's a blue structure with glowing red coming from it, and it looks like almost all of it has been constructed, but like the top and part of the side is still under construction.
Is it a similar shape to the?
It's a sphere.
Okay.
Does it look like it would take like 10 more years to complete?
I gauge the workers and calculate.
Impossible to tell.
Let me find the foreman. What's your schedule? All right, I'm gonna add 2 years onto that. And
But there are a ridiculous number of people that appear to be working on it, and they are small in comparison to it. This thing is massive, and you see that they appear to be attaching some kind of conical shaped metal thing to it, which it looks like a rocket booster to the sides.
And these are Alligans that are working?
They're Alligans that are working on it. Anyone who has lived in Eorzea for any period of time would find this to be somewhat familiar. So, I mean, if anybody wants to roll, does this jog my memory check, we'll just call it a wisdom check. You can roll
Well, you said people who lived in Eorzea.
any
like,
period of time.
Yeah, we've been here like 2 months, so
Yeah.
that's a period of time.
fetch for advantage for religious significance.
Another one? I'm not getting these. Maybe I turned it off somehow.
I
So
didn't get
wait,
it that
what are we rolling?
Just a wisdom check for memory, or like jogging your memory kind of thing. Sure.
22.
22? Okay.
Nice. Oh, fuck. Wow, look at me go. 20.
20. Okay. Are you gonna roll for it or
I did, and I got a 6.
6? Okay. It's not really. You're not clicking for you. Did anybody else decide to roll? Okay. So 20 and 22. Okay. Between the two of you, it like just hits you. This looks like Dalamud, the moon.
That's no moon.
I'll relay the info.
Yeah. And as soon as Tavi says that, you can now start to see the similarities between the red moon that you see in the sky all the time and this. In fact, the color that it's glowing, it's blue with the red glowing LED strips on it, I guess you could say.
Oh.
Looks very much like the same color as Dalamud in the sky. Even the structures around it look to be just like Dalamud. And seeing it this close, it's starting to click. Did the Alligans make Dalamud? Maybe?
Does it look like they're building it around anything?
No. Well, kind of. They seem to be loading something into it. Something that you recently saw.
Cheddar and lentil soup.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
god,
was
we
actually-
found the child. No longer abducted.
Wait, what?
Oh, good.
Located the child.
That's good.
They appear to be dragging a very ornery, trapped in some kind of sphere, dragon into it. Just to give you an idea of its size, it's big enough to hold the dragon.
Yeah, okay.
So Millie's gonna look real depressed at this observation, pull out her necklace that has 2 moons on it, being the larger moon symbolizing the goddess Menfina, and the smaller moon signifying her hound Dalamud. And just depressed, ears drooping, tail limp, just like, the fuck does this mean for my entire existence?
Yay! So for those of you who did watch the opening movie that I recommended, when you see that thing falling out of the sky, that's Dalamud. And the thing that came out of it is Bahamut.
Yeah, okay. And this isn't the helmet that's being put in.
It is.
In it? Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, to be
That's
fair,
the
though,
dragon that you saw.
We
You
don't
what it was
know.
called.
Yeah, we don't know that
Oh,
name, but
okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's the same giant fucking one that fell in the ocean, and then Omega shot it out of the sky.
Well, kind of through mechanical nets around it.
Right, right.
And it's not. It seems to be conscious and awake and in an uncomfortable position, trapped inside of that ball, that net ball, whatever you want to call it, and it's being shoved inside of Dalamud.
Do we see the robot anywhere, like to keep guard on it, or
Nope.
okay?
Robot. That seems to have gone back to wherever it came from. But you are still headed down towards that site at the moment, and you now realize that's exactly where this road is leading.
circling back to said robot, the hangers in the Dawn Throne that Kevin murdered that entire tribe with, does that hanger perhaps look about the size of storage capacity that could fit the flying space robot?
Yeah, with plenty of room actually.
Okay, first off, it's not murder because there was no intention there. Okay.
All right, manslaughter.
Okay, thank you.
You can't spell manslaughter without laughter.
True. I tried.
You say you tried.
Just something else.
So, with this revelation, is anyone doing or saying anything?
Being sad.
Yeah, well, if Millie looks sad, I'll pat her on the back and say, like, oh, hey, Millie, you were right. Menfina's making her hound right now. Menfina was an Allegan.
I'm sorry. What's going on now?
Oh, Millie had said that she thought that the hound wasn't built by or made by Menfina yet. But here we are.
I
It's
don't
a
know what
miracle.
that is and what the hound is. Oh,
That's
I'm
what
sorry,
you
Millie.
call in the sky.
Oh, okay. Give Millie a hug. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? When things are rough, sometimes a hug helps.
Which is just apathetic, doesn't really respond to anything.
This
That's actually a better reaction than she normally gives you, Kevin.
this must not be a coincidence. This must not be a coincidence. Why would, out of all the millions of years that the planet's been around, why this moment we're seeing the actual construction of the moon?
Wait a second. I figured it out, everyone. It's something Q has been saying. I can't believe I forgot about Q. Q was saying, that we actually live in a simulation. And maybe this is just another one of those simulations. Like, even though we're kind of interacting with the simulation, it's still a simulation. This stuff's already happened. We're just watching it.
Kevin, your head looks like it's smoking.
Yes, I had a lot of thoughts today, and I'm gonna have to sleep a very long time. But this is serious, okay? Q was serious about this.
Kevin, calm down for a second. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What in the hell is a simulation?
I don't know what that is either, but something to be like I don't know, like when there's a play. Have you ever watched like a theater?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So it's like that, but like in real life, and someone created it so that it's already going to be doing that, right? Like there's already the play that was going to happen, and I didn't believe it because there's no way Bob would do it. But then I thought, well, maybe Bob created the simulation, and that makes sense.
Kevin, your nose is bleeding.
My nose is definitely bleeding. Kevin's thinking so much. And oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm just saying we could be in a simulation. We can't even interact here, and we're brought here to see how things play out, so we can help the future somehow. Oh, my other nose is bleeding.
My other nose?
Let's get another nickname for his penis.
Oh god. That's worse.
So, anyways,
A coincidence, you were saying, Tommy? Yeah.
well, I mean, we jumped down that freighter after Kevin, and out of all the possible time periods and days, and I mean, we've only been here for what, a day, and this is the moment that we're seeing the actual formation of our moon.
That's a good point.
So is that
Just
crater intentional? What's
Out
that?
of curiosity, are you continuing down towards it?
Hey, Millie, what they say? What do your people
We're
know
probably
about?
not moving at the moment.
You just
What do
stopped in the middle of the road?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, is there even it's like a pull off that we could even go
Sure.
to?
We'll say there's a pull off you can go to.
What happened to? What are the stories about the moon creation? I know nothing about this, because pretty sure on second day the moon was created. But you're saying your moon was created at a different time.
Well, in our scriptures, there's not really a time for when Dalamud was created. It's just always been Menfina and her hound for as long as the moons existed.
Now the other moon is in the sky still. Just FYI.
Right, but I'm saying, like, at some point, Mafina had to have created this thing, this hound. Yeah, what's the stories of how the hound came to be?
Well, that's the thing, there aren't any. It's from the beginning of any of the stories, it's always been the two of them. Like,
Okay.
does your stories about Bob say what there was before Bob? Or is it just first there was Bob?
No. First there was light.
That's not Bob? Isn't that what that was?
Oh, well, yeah, Bob was there, and then he created the sun, the moon, the stars, and the universe.
Right. Well, in our creation story, there's 11 other gods out there, but Menfina and her hound have always been there. So to see that Dalamud wasn't a man-made creation, so to speak, kind of throws a wrench in all of modern theology.
I mean, I'm not trying to question, your belief system, but don't you find it kind of weird that in your writings that they don't explain how things happen, and like it's always been there? Like my writings, or at least the stories that were told to me, is they were created by Bob.
What I'm saying is the 12 collectively created the world. They're the gods. They created everything. And the moons are the physical embodiment of Menfina and her hound. The other deities have different aspects to them, like Naldthal that we, in Uldan. The others, there's the creation myth for the 12, or from the 12, but it's not. Think of it like there's 12 Bobs and they all work together to make the world. No one Bob came before the other. They're all there to begin with.
Got it. I'm just saying, maybe I know you used to think the Bob stories were silly, but Bob's starting to look pretty smart right now.
I don't know what to say. There's certainly nothing in the books about the moon being a giant dragon ball.
Z?
Maybe we should make a wish on it.
Regardless, maybe we should keep following these people. I know we're pulled over here, but I don't know. I don't want to be left out if something bad were to happen. They seem like they have a place to be going, and we should probably keep following.
I'm not driving.
Tavi is driving.
Yeah, Tavi, let's keep going. And don't worry, Millie. Maybe this is a good thing to write down. I mean, you can bring it back to the people who believe this, story, and then you can update
Alright,
it.
I'll keep driving.
Okay. You hear another loud but muffled roar, and you can see it's the dragon, and he seems to be trying to break out with no luck. And his body is craned and curled in weird, gotta be uncomfortable positions.
Okay.
Nobody seems
It's gonna sound crazy. My mind hurts so much already. I don't really want to think too much, but if I'm thinking, when all the elegant stories end, is it possible that dragon escaped and killed everyone here?
Well, I mean, if the red moon that we know from when we popped out of that beholder cave is this red moon, then it wouldn't really make sense that the dragon escaped, killed everyone, then crawled back into the moon and launched itself into the sky.
Unless there were 2 dragons.
I don't want to live in a world where there's 2 dragons that size. What I'm more inclined to believe is that said fuck huge dragon is just floating up in the sky outside of wherever we are or whenever we are now. Just up there, probably not having a good time.
All right, well, guess we'll find out more as we get closer. See where all these people are going. At some point, you kind of feel bad for that big dragon being stuck up there.
Does any Garlean tech use biological stuff in it, or it's all just like crystals and ceruleum and stuff?
Say it again, please.
Does any Garlean technology use biological materials?
No.
Or is it all just crystals and ceruleum?
It's not crystals. It's ceruleum and metal.
I'm still trying to understand the purpose of creating a moon with a dragon at its center. I mean, from a technological standpoint, there's no precedent that I know in the present time for a biological system like this. It's got to have some purpose, though, right? They're not just sticking a dragon in there for no reason.
Well, maybe they're locking it away so it stops bothering them.
Well, they have it clearly under their power. Why not just execute it?
I'd kill something like that when you can use its power. Maybe they figured out how they can harvest its power
Okay,
somehow.
so again,
The power's checked.
what is this thing's purpose? That's what I'm asking. There's no... I can't recognize anything with this. How would you use a... What is that? Some kind of super primal? How would you use that to...
Well,
What
we
would
know
you do
that
with it?
we know that dragon eyes have power. Dragoons use them. Estinian's got one. So what if you got a dragon?
But again, you could just... If they were looking for parts, they could just execute the dragon and take its parts.
Right, but what if the dragon itself, like you get the eye because that way you can take a piece of your enemy, kill your enemy, and use its parts. But what if you have the power to capture the whole thing? Probably stronger than just an eyeball or 2 might be.
But again, for what purpose? I imagine it's easier to use an eyeball than to use a dragon. It's not going to be willing to do anything. It's just going to be trapped in there. You can't like swing it around or something. So what's the purpose of having it in there? I mean, maybe it's more powerful, but in terms of use, wouldn't it be more useful if you had the parts?
Well, maybe we ask somebody who's building it. If we can find wherever these slave quarters are, they might have an idea of what the purpose is that they're being put to work for.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. Or it could just be like that beholder and just wants to... They want to take it out, shake it sometimes, and look at it.
They're putting it in a moon up in the sky. I don't think they're going to be looking at it much.
I mean, that's all you can see then, right?
But
Like a picture on the wall.
I can't see the dragon in the moon. In our present time, at least.
Speaking of that, how come we never saw a dragon in our time in the moon?
Be careful what you wish for.
Because it's still up there. Potentially, presumably.
That's an interesting thought.
I mean, either way, I think we could spend all the time in the world, at least for 10 more years, speculating on this cliff, but we'd have a lot better luck actually talking to someone.
Tav is still driving, so I'm sure we'll figure out where we're going at some point.
Yeah, at this point, you've now leveled off. You are at ground level. You're able to see a crane that appears to be moving. Now that the dragon is inside of it, there seems to be a crane that seems to be moving a part of the moon, we'll call it, to the side where it's going to, where they're going to seal it up. And that seems to be what's going on, at least from a distance. Hello. Woo. Oh, man, you missed a lot.
Yep, I'll have to fill you in.
Yeah, so as you're progressing towards this, what you see on a sign is Site A. Well, never mind, you wouldn't be able to read that. You assume it says Site A. You have no idea as you pass by this sign. There's a lot of smaller buildings here. By smaller, I mean not as big as the ones that you saw in the town, still big. But then there's also a very small barracks section that doesn't look like it would comfortably fit any of the Alligans. But that's what you see here on the outskirts. You're still, like, distance-wise, like 2 miles away from them.
I think we might have found where they're keeping the slaves.
Or the shorties.
You filling him in?
Yeah.
The shorties.
Like, that's where the short people get banished to.
Oh, I was saying like you're filling in the shorties.
I realize there's more than one definition.
Shorty don't play that. So what's the plan?
Do you see somewhere we can drop this vehicle, Tavi?
Drop a vehicle?
I mean, just leave it while we go investigate the tiny barracks.
If Tavi wanted to park this somewhere, then there's plenty of open spaces. I mean, it looks like there is what appears to be a parking lot down here, but yours is a little bit bigger than a standard vehicle. So, I mean, if you currently it's invisible.
Yeah,
so,
I figured
yeah.
we'd want to park it not in like a designated parking spot, so hopefully nobody goes near it
Right.
if we can, but...
I'll park it like kind of off to the side where people aren't likely to also be driving.
Okay. So if you're gonna walk to that smaller building, as it appears like it sounds like you're going to, that's about a mile on foot.
Okay. And is there any cover between here and there?
Nope.
Okay.
Not
There's
really.
nowhere to park closer. It's like walled off or something.
If you wanted to drive up right next to that building and park next to the building, you could. I'm not saying it's the safest thing, but you could.
Alpha, do you have any more of those cards that would make our party invisible again?
He looks worried, and you just see him like shuffling through that. You can't understand him anymore because the spell would have worn off by now. Or Sid can't understand him because the spell would have worn off. He's shuffling through the deck, and then he kind of looks up and
Well, here's an idea.
pulls out a card, throws it on the ground. There's now a coffee maker in front of you. He pours himself a cup.
I could go with my original plan to obfuscate our presence, and we could put a rock on the gas pedal and just send the truck down that way to make a distraction far away from us.
Poor truck.
Alright, I'll try to park it close either way.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get right up next to the building. And as far as you can tell, you didn't run over anyone.
I'll go up on the curb where other cars aren't going to park.
You're on the curb. Okay. Imagine this is like if you were to go to Cape Canaveral or something like that. It's like a facility where they're building a rocket. That's what this would look like. A lot of construction, a lot of asphalt, and all that. And yeah. And the launch pad appears to be where the giant fucking structure is.
Alright, Millie, you want to do your thing?
So is our intent to go into the building? Is that correct?
Maybe
It's a-
we
it's a
shouldn't
large-
all go.
It's a building that you'd fit in.
How large is...
It's not. It's like the kind of buildings that you go into in where you're from.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's a large sleeping quarter. Like, I mean, like, square footage? What are we talking?
It's like a longhouse. It's pretty big. You'd think that they could probably fit 200 people in there uncomfortably. 200 beds worth.
Okay.
Bunk beds and all that.
All right. Well, here's what I'm thinking.
There's other buildings, but they're not next to this one.
Gotcha. What I can do is make us all momentarily look like Alligans, as long as, again, we stay in that 20-foot cluster, and then we all just walk into the building like we're supposed to be there, and then when we get inside, we see what we see, and then we can drop the illusion and ideally be talking to people our own size that might be a little more willing to help.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Alright, any objections?
Not for me.
As good as anything I can come up with.
Alright, then I'll cast Major Image again and just make a group of 10 Alligans within a 20-foot cube, so kind of small crowd. Yeah, and then basically I was like, alright everybody, stay near me, and then we'll just... It's a little slow moving, but we make our way to the door. The illusions duck, I'm assuming, to get into the doorway, because it's a short door. Yeah, and we're all inside.
Okay. As soon as you're inside, you close the door behind you.
Yes.
Okay. Looking around, you see a bunch of stunned faces, and they look to be the races that you're familiar with: Lalafels, Mikote, Viera, Rothgar, all of them.
We came to rescue you. Just kidding. We actually don't know what the heck we're doing here.
You guys all still look like Alligans, just FYI.
Yeah. Hunched over because it's, 10-foot ceilings?
Yeah, but all of them have their heads bowed towards you. And you notice that every single one of them has a harness on. It doesn't seem like they could remove it.
Were they speaking when we went in, or could we tell if they were speaking a language that we speak?
If they were speaking, they were whispering.
So is it safe to... for every individual species of us, is there a native tongue for that species? Like, there's a Viara tongue, we know there's a Garlean.
Technically, yes. But common has been, since time immemorable, or immemorial, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Words are hard. It's been known that all of the races have a shared common language.
Oh, okay, cool.
But they do have their own, they just don't really.
Okay, yeah, so I wasn't sure if there was in this time period, the only commonality would be for us to talk to ourselves.
In the present day, if that's indeed what's happening, the time that you come from, a lot of those races will have forgotten their mother tongue. They would just know common. But there's still plenty that do know it.
Gotcha. And then historically,
Fenrir. Out.
Common still existed in historical records dating back to this time.
That's correct.
You little scam. You can't do that.
In fact, there are some historical records that state that common was forced upon them by the Alligans.
Oof.
I hate it.
Hey, can you all understand me? Yeah, you there. And I point to closest one to me. Can you understand me, right?
They get down on their knees and whisper, yes, we understand.
Oh, good. I thought you spoke some weird language I couldn't understand.
Should we drop the illusion, Melia?
Is this just a completely open room, or is there any other rooms within this building?
Oh, this is one big room, and it's a huge building.
Hey, how long until your masters usually come back here? What's the deal?
Whenever they want.
And when was the last time they came?
You're here right now.
Oh, well, okay, the ones before us.
Who's in charge amongst you?
They just shake their head.
Would anybody speak for you?
When you speak to us, we must answer.
Who has been here the longest?
Coordinates. when being spoken to by the masters?
Every single person in there very quickly is like, no, no. Like, they don't. Like, they're very eager to show
Not
that they're
stand out.
well, not that they're not stand out. They're trying to show that no, we do not plan with each other at all.
Millie, could you drop the illusion on at least one of us so we can talk to them for reals?
Yeah, alright, I think this is just confusing. Don't freak out.
Yeah,
We're
whatever
trapped.
you do, don't freak out and don't shout, and definitely don't call for your masters, or else I'll have to kill every one of you.
He's not going to kill every one of you.
Oh god.
This was a battle threat, Professor.
So Kevin's still in the Allegan form as he says that, and then it fades away like right after he finishes saying that as you drop it, and then there's just a collective gasp through the crowd, and everyone is silent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I fart? I haven't had my morning constitution like I usually do.
So
That's
we're
it.
new in town.
And that's where we'll pick up next week. I was going to leave it off where Kevin says, sorry, did I have my morning constitutional? And that's the end for the night. So yeah, Revelations. Anyone have an idea of what's going on yet?
They're trying to drag turn the freaking frogs gay.
That's the purpose. They're going to use the dragon to turn the frogs
I
gay.
mean, did that brothel show us anything? You see the women? The women never came.
Or we just didn't find the women's brothel. We just found
Or
one.
maybe, it's a society where the men, have it's, like a Roman society, right?
Spartans.
Spartans, the men would sleep with men. It was a thing. And, sometimes women's for birthing purposes. But, gay was cool. Very progressive.
I still want to see the outcast Allegan.
I want some gay. Gay is what we're gonna do.
Fuck.
What we do in the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's an
I didn't know
actual
that.
line from what we do in the shadows.
Not from the movie.
The show.
It's got to be one of the more recent episodes, right?
I can't
I
remember.
haven't-
This most recent season.
I haven't seen the
Yeah.
last two seasons.
That's definitely last.
Something about them, like one of their friends is running for office, so they're trying to run him on a gay platform.
No.
They're like, gay is new, or gay is in, gay is hot, gay is what we're gonna do.
The show's so good.
Or it's like, I like some gay.
I loved Mark Hamill in it too. Jackie Daytonia from Arizona.
Normal human bartender.
It's a great show. I think I've told this
It's
story
so
before.
good.
The first time that Christian and I went to Origins, we were on the plane and it was an overnight, and I was watching the What We Do in the Shadows movie on my iPad, and then I just start laughing uncontrollably, and Christian looks at me like I'm a madman. So I rewind it and I give him one of the headphones and like, just listen. And it comes up on the line, it's like, so why do you guys like virgins anyway? Oh, it's a lot like this. Drinking the blood of a virgin is a lot like eating a sandwich. You enjoy it a lot more when you know that no one's fucked it.
Such a good one. This movie's so good.
It really is. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for playing. That was fun.
Bye.
Next week, maybe bring your character sheets for combat. Maybe.
That's the only
Slave
time
up
I
right
do
in time.
character sheets.
What did you
Oh,
say?
we're gonna
So
put
that's the
it
only time I
down.
drink my character
Well,
sheets.
that's actually what I meant. Brutally put down slave up Arizona.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, to endear ourselves to the Allegans.
Drew says that he's gonna bring his character sheet.
All right.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah.
Excellent. Drew.
Drew, do you want to be like an NPC or like a villain and you can kill them?
He's gonna
Maybe I
be
can-
Weird Allegan.
Weird Allegan. Oh my god.
Just
That's-
a bard with a accordion.
That's almost as good as Weird Al Githyankovic.
That one's so fucking good.
It's so good. Oh, good times. All right.
Later, y'all.
Good
All right,
Have a
night.
good one, guys.
Thanks all. Thanks, Daz.
Thank you. Yep, that's fun. Oh my god. The women not having came sounds more like a customer problem than the brothel's problem. That's pretty good.
I was doing a callback to Eurotrip.
Which one?
Eurotrip when
What
he's
was the line?
freaking out and he's like, one time I was watching porn and just the women never came.
Oh, I
the
remember
women
that.
never came.
It was just all dicks. I remember that
Put your
movie.
clothes back
Excuse
on, white
me.
boy. These are not hash brownies.
This is traditional Dutch bakery. I love that. Excuse me.
Hey, remember that time that you made out with your sister?
this session marked in the first journal.
Yay!
Now on to
That
the
one looks so
second.
much cleaner.
Right? I'm just looking at that, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Have you left that one in the sun?
That's been in the bag for, what, 2 years now since we've been in this campaign?
Do you have a new one for every campaign?
I started this one. New campaign, who dis?
Did you do that for the other campaigns?
I think so. I just don't know where the hell it went.
Oh, that's interesting. My next question would be, was this the first campaign where you've gotten to a second book?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
So don't know why the very first thing I wrote was Heidelin.
because we're in Eorzea.
But we weren't when we started. We were in Cliffside, so I like that name wouldn't have even come up.
Did you actually take notes for Cliffside?
Yeah, town of Cliffside, edge of Mesa, above Forest Valley, 3-hour lift ride, top of
Maybe,
Mesa's arid nothingness.
Maybe you went back and you wrote Heidelin on it after you found out.
Maybe. Magistrate 10-year term, council's elected, 1-year terms, can't be consecutive.